First of three tonight against the Florida Marlins, a team that's only 5.5 games out in the wild card as the Cardinals try to close out the National League Central Division. The Cardinals playing for wins, not only to wrap up the division, but also trying to become the National League's best, and they'll start play this evening just one game back of the Dodgers and one in front of the Phillies. That's Al, I'm Dan, and welcome to Cardinals baseball. And the Cardinals coming off 3 straight losses here at home, and you wonder, Al, how this team bounces back here tonight.
Well, it's a rarity for them to lose at home, so that's why it's so important for them to have the home field advantage. Looks like right now they'd play the wild card either way, but we know they play so well at home. Let's have that advantage here.
And let's take a look at 2 of the best sluggers in all the National League, really in all of baseball. Of course, we know about Albert Pujols. We don't see the guy on the right all that much, and that's Hanley Ramirez. Barring a miracle, he is going to win the batting championship. But what's interesting is that the Cardinals shut him down in the previous series. He was 1 for 9.
He is an awesome hitter. This guy has just been a perennial all-star. He just recently became the 4th quickest shortstop to hit 100 home runs. And of course, when you talk about home runs, we know Albert Pujols is leading the National League and all of baseball with his 47. He'd like to add a few more RBIs and win that crown also.
So we're looking forward to this one as Ricky Nolasco, who was down in the minor leagues for a while this year, a right-hander, gets the start for the Florida Marlins. And for the Cardinals, it's not John Smoltz tonight. It'll be Todd Wellemeyer in his return to the rotation. 5 players in 55 seconds who could make an impact tonight. We'll do that after this brief timeout. Five players in 55 seconds who could have an impact tonight. We'll start with the slugger, Matt Holliday.
It's been a great pickup for the Cardinals, batting near 400 and 750 against tonight's starters for the Marlins. 6 for 8 in his career with a couple home runs against Ricky Nolasco. Talking about Nolasco, he has been outstanding since coming back up from the major leagues. He's the Marlins' most experienced pitcher with only 3 years, and he's 9-3 since he returned from AAA. Todd Wellemeyer gets the start tonight. He's replacing John Smoltz, who has a shoulder irritation, but this is an opportunity for Wellemeyer to get his mechanics in order. Hanley Ramirez, the leading hitter in the National League. This guy is an outstanding talent, one of the best players overall, and he is leading the pack offensively for the National Leaguers. Kobe Rasmus, in a rookie year, has really had a learning experience, but getting more and more playing time. And this season, he's hit very well against Florida.
And you just saw that there, 500 in the previous series down in Miami. Baseball just around the corner. Close to 40,000 expected tonight here at Busch Stadium. Game 1 between the Cardinals and the Marlins. We call this Clubhouse Confidential. We welcome you back inside Busch Stadium. Cal Eldred joins us. Now, folks just saw you on the pregame show, but usually you're in Cardinals gear. You're in uniform with the players and also the coaches in batting practice. The Cardinals, of course, dropped 3 straight over the weekend. Is it a cause of concern at all? Because I know some fans are a little bit curious about your thoughts with this.
Well, you can understand the fans' concern, but there's a big lead right now. But the players aren't really thinking about that. They're thinking, look, we got to put that Braves series behind us. The Marlins are coming in. They've got good pitching. They've got young players that can play this game. So they're really focusing on this series. And they like Tony likes them to do, take it a series at a time.
And Cal, you have been like Todd Wellemeyer. You've been a starter. You've been a reliever. He's back in the rotation here tonight because of the tendonitis in the shoulder of John Smoltz. How big of a start is it tonight for a guy that may be seeing free agency at the end of the year?
For Todd, this is a huge start. He's going to get back out on the mound in a game. He's going to continue to show them, hopefully, what he can do when he's out there on the mound in a Cardinal uniform. Maybe even fighting for a chance in the postseason. You're just not sure. The mental part, though, is when he gets out there, he's going to have to slow the game down and do what he knows how to do.
Looking forward to this one. That's Cal Eldred. You see him nightly on the pregame show. Birds and fish coming up in just a moment. The St. Louis Cardinals continue their 9-game homestand tonight against the Florida Marlins. And they'll see one of the great young players in the game today. That's shortstop Hanley Ramirez, the All-Star, batting .361 with 23 home runs and a career-high 99 driven in. Right-hander Todd Wellemeyer, who hasn't started since July 26, will make a spot start in place of John Smoltz. For Wellemeyer, this season has been an up-and-down ride. A pending free agent after the year, he has a chance to improve on his 7-9 record before the season is through. in his career. He's 2-0 against the Marlins. Manager Tony La Russa still pushing his team despite the struggles over the weekend. Can they snap the losing streak tonight? We're about to find out. It's the St. Louis Cardinals and the Florida Marlins. Game 1 of their 3-game series. Next on Fox Sports Midwest. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Bud Light. With just the right taste, it never fills you up. The difference is drinkability. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. By Auto Tire, for the lowest prices in town, we shop the competitors so you don't have to. And by Chevy, see your Mid-America Chevy dealers or shop and compare at stlchevy.com. Absolutely gorgeous night once again here in the Gateway City as the Cardinals begin a 3-game homestand, or rather 3-game series during this 9-game homestand against the Florida Marlins. And Freddie Gonzalez is seen his team now go to 6.5 games out after losing yesterday. Chris Coghlan, Nick Johnson, and Hanley Ramirez for the Florida Marlins. Jorge Cantu, Dan Ugla, and John Baker. And then Cody Ross, Cameron Maben, and Ricky Nolasco. And they'll face Todd Wellemeyer. John Smoltz supposed to make this start, out with tendonitis in his shoulder. So our Marshall Wire, the starter, is the 7-9 right-hander Todd Wellemeyer.
And it's been about 6 weeks since he has made a start. He had a little stint on the disabled list. He's made 3 relief appearances, 2 before the DL and then 1 afterwards. So we'll see how deep he can go in this game, and hopefully he'll find something with his mechanics.
The defense behind Todd Wellemeyer tonight as we go around the horn, presented by Auto Tire. Julio Lugo, the change at shortstop tonight. And the battery, Jason LaRue and Todd Wellemeyer. The Cardinals defense brought to you by Auto Tire. It's Chris Carpenter and Tony La Russa. And with 2 outs, the Atlanta Braves got to Carpenter yesterday in a rare bad inning for Chris Carpenter.
Yeah, how do you explain that? Just real no way. But Tony even saying that even though he retired 8 of the first 9, he just didn't have his same stuff. You know, he didn't have the release point. Looked like he was really fighting the breaking ball there, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. But his 11-game winning streak came to an end.
And Chris Coghlan, the left fielder, will lead it off for the Marlins. They are only 5.5 games out in the wild card, so still something to play for here in the middle of September. You never know.
This is a pretty good offensive ball club, and Coghlan has a chance for Rookie of the Year. Kind of under the radar, but he has done an outstanding job, especially once he's gotten into the leadoff spot.
1 ball, 1 strike. It seems like every year the Marlins could have a Rookie of the Year because they just don't keep a lot of their talent.
Well, about a $40 million payroll, and this year offensively they're good.
Slapped the other way, base hit. Remember, lefties this year have given Wellemeyer all kinds of fits. Good job by Holiday to hold Coghlan to the single.
340 average lefties against Wellemeyer. And you know, you haven't pitched competitively or start for about 6 weeks, your command is going to be off. Totally missing location. Supposed to be inside, it's outside, it's up a little bit, and good piece of hitting going with the pitch.
Nick Johnson picked up by Washington. You see the lefties hitting .339 with 14 of the 17 home runs against Wellemeyer this year. Nick Johnson at an even .300. Fastball at 95.
He's really a dangerous type hitter in the sense that he doesn't hit a lot of home runs, but you know, he's hitting .300 and always among the league leaders in on-base percentage. He's got that great batting eye, and he'll take a lot of walks.
He's the prototypical Boston Red Sox. You know, he's the guy that works the count, doesn't swing a lot of pitches out of the zone. He'll take a lot of pitches and doesn't mind hitting from behind in the count too.
Well, the Florida Marlins, their problem this season has been disappointment from the young pitching staff. Starters not going deep into games. The bullpen is worn out, and Freddie Garcia, just trying to find some innings from their starters.
1 ball, 1 strike, and a short lead at first by Coghlan. That pitch is a strike. You talked about Wellemeyer with his mechanics. He was saying the other day, I'm trying to get behind the ball. What does he mean when he says that?
Well, that's, we always talk about how you finish off a pitch. Well, you've got to in order to finish off the pitch, you've got to be behind the ball to where you get your maximum, your arm and also your body all in sync, going out there to where you can finish off the pitch, and then you get the late movement. LaRue trying to take a page from Molina.
2-2. So we'll keep an eye on that tonight, if indeed he's able to get behind the ball.
Well, think about it when we say the front shoulder flies open or you're dropping your elbow. There's no way you're behind the baseball. Like hitting, you hear the term staying inside the baseball. Well, when you're pitching, very similar in the fashion that you want your body and your mechanics to be on a plane to where when you load up on the backside, you've got everything in sync going forward, and then you can get your maximum velocity, and more important, the final push or the final little bit to get your movement.
Mentioned the other day too, he said, I'm basically looking at a couple of things, showing everybody around baseball what I have. With 3 weeks to go, there's a look at Ramirez, and also trying to make a case to find a spot on the postseason roster. You're just not sure exactly where that may fall. And a 3-2 to Johnson. Runner goes, and this is hammered out to right center, backing up Rasmus, and still going back and making the catch on the track. And Coghlan is going back to first base.
Really looked comfortable on that ball, and the early night sky kind of drifting back here a little bit. Looked a little awkward, but he comes down with the catch and recovered in plenty of time on one step on the warning track.
And it brings in Hanley Ramirez, who's hitting .361 to lead the National League. One shy of the century mark in RBIs, 23 home runs. And this is one young player that the Marlins are saying we're not going to let go, as they've given him 70 million reasons to stay put.
And he is worth every penny. Still a young, maybe he's been accused even by his teammates of being a bit immature. But that just comes with being so good at such an early age that he will grow into a leader. And had an incident earlier this season with Ugla, and I'm sure he learned from it, and he's been on a tear ever since.
And an 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. That's a strike. If you've been watching the velocity on our gun here at the top left portion of your screen, Wellemeier's been hitting 94, 95. It was 94 in that last pitch. And he said in his bullpen session on Friday, he actually felt like I had something on the ball. It seemed to be coming out of my hand properly, and a little extra jump. And so far, it looks to be that way.
Much concur.
As Ramirez hits it down the right field line and out of play. The exception of that last pitch, everything's been down too.
And that, was by design, as LaRue trying to go up the ladder. If anything, that pitch might have not been quite high enough. If you get up where LaRue was asking for it, many times you'll get the pop-up or the swing and miss. Ahead in the count. We'll see what LaRue wants now.
0-2 the count on Ramirez.
Wants it away, I know that much.
And gets it there. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
See, there's a good 0-2 pitch. You try to get somebody to chase, but after throwing the first one up there, he was disciplined enough to not swing at it.
Last time out, it was a rough day on July 26th. It was against the Phillies.
Throw to first.
In that game for Wellemeier, gave up 3 home runs, 11 hits, 5 2/3, and 7 runs. Cardinals picked up John Smoltz, and Wellemeier went to the bullpen. 1-2 the count. Good pitch. Hit his spot again.
Looked like the cutter right there just got a little bit. At times, Wellemeier was really the description of a thrower. And earlier in his career, and remember, he bounced around from the Cubs, the Florida Marlins, Kansas City. And Dave Duncan saw a great arm and just really tried to work on the psyche and give him some credit to tell him, hey, back off a little bit with your fastball and want the fastball inside.
And the ball scoots away from LaRue to the backstop, and now that takes away a potential double play and puts a runner in scoring position. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out.
Sure, they're going to call that a wild pitch, but that is a ball that has to be stopped. And you know, it's right there, and they'll call it a wild pitch because it hit the dirt, but there's no reason, and LaRue would be the first one to tell you that he should have blocked that ball and kept the runner still at first.
15 pitches already for Todd. Two coming to Ramirez. Popped up right side. Pujols over, and that'll find its way into the seats.
Fastball's got a little life on it, as that one had a little tailing action. Ramirez, well, he's leading the National League in hitting, and he's got some other very good numbers, including that he was the 4th quickest shortstop to get to 100 home runs in Major League history.
The first on that list, I believe, was A-Rod.
Yes, it was.
2-2. Got him. Strikeout for Todd Wellemeyer. Good pitch. Strikes out the dangerous Ramirez, who now is 1 for 10 against the Cardinals so far this season.
Late movement on that, just enough to get the swing and miss.
Well, you'd love to see Wellemeyer have a scoreless inning and just settle in and relax. Back in this rotation for the Cardinals, and the severity of the tendonitis with Smoltz is not expected to be serious, but serious enough where he knows his body well and said, that's it, don't pitch tonight, and look ahead possibly to the weekend.
And I'm sure that's not an uncommon to have a little tendonitis coming off the shoulder surgery, and something that John has experienced previously. Get a cortisone injection and be ready for his next time around.
There's a look at Smoltz, the 42-year-old. This is Jorge Cantu. He's hitting .282, 15 home runs and 86 RBIs. As Al told you, they've got some pop in this lineup. Ramirez with 23 home runs, Cantu 15. The second baseman Uglu's on deck. He's got 28. Cody Ross with 22.
They've got the firepower here, and a lot of young players all trying to put it together. They're a very good manager, Freddie Gonzalez, and a good coaching staff. But you're right, if Wellemeyer can get out of this inning, and there's Freddie. Of course, he's quite familiar with a lot of the Cardinals, sharing the spring training site, and also John Smoltz, as he was with the Atlanta Braves for quite a while too.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Wellemeyer 2-0 in 6 career appearances against the Marlins. I like that a lot of these pitches are down.
Yes, and that's something that, because mechanically, like you said, you know, staying behind the ball, you know, that he can do that. He can, you know, kind of get that, where early in the season he was just flying open. He had no command of his fastball, and usually the ball was up in the zone. Another reason why he got hit hard.
Two pitch.
Pretty good pitch right there. A little slider, cutter, and Cantu just gets a piece of it.
That's the pitch that Ramirez struck out on.
Right. I like what I'm seeing from Wellemeyer. The problem is not starting a game in 6 weeks and really having about 3 innings under his belt in the last month. How long can he go in this game?
Cardinals have Wellemeyer tonight, Wainwright tomorrow, and you're hoping that he could go deep in that start, looking for win number 19. This should do it. It's popped up. If it's playable, LaRue will give it a look and into the seats.
He's always had that good slider. When he first came up, he was pretty much, as I was saying, a thrower, and really had no command of his fastball. He could throw it 97 miles an hour, and Dave Duncan convinced him that become a pitcher. You know, drop down in velocity, have better command and location with it. Use your secondary pitches. And last season, a breakthrough year, but a bit disappointing this season.
2-2 to Cantu. Tied him up, slowly hit to short. Lugo up with it, makes the play, and the Marlins strand a runner at second base. Cardinals coming up in their half of the first. Gorgeous night here in St. Louis, and there's no score between the Marlins and the Cardinals. And the Cardinals face Ricky Nolasco, right-hander for the Marlins, and this is the lineup that he'll face. Skip Schumacher, Julio Lugo, and Albert Pujols. Matt Holliday, Colby Rasmus, and Ryan Ludwig. Mark DeRosa, Jason LaRue, and Todd Wellemeyer. Numbers on Ricky Nolasco presented by Marshall Wireless.
You can see he's making his 29th start, his 19th since being recalled from AAA. We had not seen him earlier this year. He was down in the minor leagues, but since coming back up, he's 9-3 with an ERA at 3 3/4 in those 18 starts.
And here's Skip Schumacher to lead it off. Well, the Cardinals face a lefty tomorrow, so you wonder about Skip and Colby being in this lineup. 2 for 12 against the Marlins, a previous series at Landshark Stadium, and he's sitting just above 290 on the outside corner. Now Nolasco, 6 1/3 against the Mets at Citi Field. That was his longest outing since a complete game on August 18th at Houston. There's the curveball, and that's a base hit. He left it up.
It's a good sign, Dan, because he likes to use that curveball, has good success, but when you hang one like that, you got to make him pay.
Coughlin, Maben, and Ross in the outfield. Cantu, Ramirez, Uglin, Nick Johnson along the infield. And the battery for the Marlins tonight, Ricky Nolasco and John Baker. Marlins defense presented by Auto Tire. Is it the worst thing that you lose 3 straight at this time of the year with that big a lead? And I think you know where I'm going with this.
You never want to lose games, but you know, it's no one has ever gone 162-0. So if you're going to lose and have a losing streak, let's have it now.
Yeah.
Instead of about 3 weeks from now.
And I'm not going to say it's a wake-up call because, and there's the hit and run, and it's popped up, so Schumacher retreats back to first. I'm not going to say it's a wake-up call because, you know, Tony has got these guys focused, but like you said, if you're going to have a bump in the road down the stretch, do it now.
Right. They were just on such a roll and built up that 11.5 game. It's down to 9.5 games over the Cubs now. But, you know, Albert and company, really, you know, on paper, this is a dynamite offense, but it really hasn't translated during the game. Now, Albert is, you can make a stronger case that whether he is unanimous MVP, like everyone said he's going to win it, but whether the question is, will he be unanimous?
Runner at first and 1 out. And Pujols on the season at 47 home runs, 124 in the RBI department, and we talked about it earlier, 327 is his batting average.
And Holiday, since he's come over, they've had the best record in major leagues, but they really just haven't fired offensively.
1 ball, 1 strike. The Marlins really have pitched Pujols in his career very well. And you see there the Marlins, the average against opponents, and 254. That might be a product of the fact that they do share the same spring training facility and have a pretty good book on Albert. Could be.
I would look at it the other way and say he's got a better book on their young pitchers, but for whatever reason Albert just does not hit them, and they usually do have some pretty good arms. And maybe if one thing, they don't have a lot of command, so they're not throwing a lot of strikes and showing that he's overly aggressive.
1-1 pitch instead of check on the runner at first. I'll throw another idea at you too, because you got to reach for something, because it doesn't make any sense, but the turnover on their roster where there's not a ton of video on some of these guys as well.
That could be a factor. You know, we share the same complex, so he sees them a lot, but as you say, kind of a revolving door when you have a $40 million payroll.
1-1 pitch taken outside. The Cardinals coming off their first 3-game sweep since July 20th, the 21st and 22nd at Houston. And that was on the eve of really changing this roster up. Lugo and Holiday before Smoltz got here. The last time that they lost 4 consecutive games was early June. They dropped 5 in a row.
If you think about it, the next day was when Lugo and Holiday arrived.
Holiday was in Philly, and of course Lugo.
Or did he come in the final day in Houston?
I thought Lugo may have been in the final day in Houston, and then that Friday was
Holiday's.
Yep.
And Holiday has just been hit over 400 in this ballpark. 380 as a Cardinal. And, you know, Albert is Albert, but we've had a lot of those games like our last one Friday night. Cardinals lose 1-0. Sometimes it's good to be brought back down to earth, too.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner at first.
Talk about the turnover, Dan. Velasco has the most experience on their starting staff with 3 years.
You said that earlier. That's just hard to believe.
And Freddie Gonzalez is the one that told me that. So, you know, they got a great pitcher in Josh Johnson. But overall, they're a little disappointed in that their young pitchers have not performed better.
2-2. Get out of play again. We will see Sean West tomorrow night. He's a lefty. He's 6-5. And then Wednesday afternoon baseball, Joel Pinheiro 14-10. Josh Johnson 14-4. And for a while his name was being talked about for the possibility of at least being in the conversation of the Cy Young. And Velasco has had 2 appearances against the Cardinals. He's 0-1 with an ERA close to 6. Won a career high 15 last year and 11 wins as a rookie in 06. Pujols down the left field line, just fair. Off the sidewall, a fan does not touch it. Albert's on his way to second. He has to hurry up. In there safely with the double.
As a pitcher, when you have a hitter of Albert's ilk, and watch, you'll see how close. And nice job by the ball person down the line to get out of the way. And Albert hustling all the way with another double. 3rd on the Cardinals all-time list, past Ducky Medwick last week.
We have first base open here, and the history between Holiday and Velasco is short, but he is 6 for 8 with a triple and 2 home runs against him.
And I'm a little surprised that they're pitching to him. I know it's the first inning, but Freddie knows his club will score tonight. And talking about scoring in yesterday's ball game, it took Holiday to the 9th inning before he got the Cardinals on the scoreboard with the 2-run single.
Now the Cardinals took 2 of 3 earlier this year at Landshark Stadium. Lone Marlins win was thanks to Jeremy Hermida. And Hermida is out tonight.
He's missed 10 games with a oblique muscle strain. And a very good pitch right there. Outside corner beyond the reach of Holiday.
And he's in the hole 0-2. Runners in scoring position, 345 batting mark. Outfield very deep. Base hit on an 0-2 pitch into right. 1 run in. Pujols being held up. He'll run through the sign, and he will score to make it 2-0. Ran right through the sign of Jose Oquendo. Thankfully he did. Cardinals lead it 2-0.
Well, Albert just wanted to make sure that Holiday got over the century mark in RBIs. RBIs number 100 and 101 give the Cardinals the 2-0 lead. But almost have to think very poor communication as Nick Johnson, after the base hit, nearly catches it, gets over his glove. That scores Schumacher. Pujols runs through the stop sign, and then Nick Johnson got the cutoff, but really kind of held it, as apparently couldn't hear anyone say throw home.
Colby Rasmus now with a runner at first and 1 out, and an early 2-0 lead for the Redbirds.
Jump on top add on, pile on, do whatever you can to have a big offensive night.
Chicago is playing Milwaukee tonight. They're in the top of the third, no score.
Magic numbers 2-11.
It's been a while that Chicago has been within single digits behind the Cardinals, 9.5 games out. This is outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Greg Houck is over there with Albert Pujols.
See him walking there, grimacing a little bit. Wouldn't be the worst thing to, and we talk about how to, 1, make sure all these guys stay healthy, and 2, try and get some rest. And got some off days like on Thursday, but how about with the day game on Wednesday? It's a 2 for 1 day. And the night game on Friday, you're getting quite a few hours of rest for some of these guys. And it's not just the off days. They need to miss a game or 2 here where they can totally relax.
1-2 the count on Colby Rasmus. We'll visit with Blues owner Dave Checketts in the 3rd inning. For any hockey fans out there watching the baseball game tonight, 3rd inning with Dave Checketts.
I want him to pull slightly in the outfield.
2-2. Holiday now with 45 RBI since July 24th. 45.
That was 101 on the season, but right now we got to get Kobe back into the Rookie of the Year running.
Little broken bat, a flare over Ramirez, and a base hit. Holiday on his way to third. Throw is in time, but he's safe. And taking second on the play, Colby Rasmus. Play was right in front of Holiday. He took a chance, and it paid off.
Took a chance right there, and then of course good execution defensively there, but Kobe recognizing the scenario, and he puts himself in scoring position as the throw from Coughlin goes into third. Very close play here, and apparently he really didn't get the tag down. He didn't tag, Cantu didn't tag the lead leg. He gets the back leg, and the first leg, his lead leg, gets to the bag. So good call.
That's Jerry Lane, the crew chief over at third base.
A lot of times that throw beats you, you're going to be out there, but you give credit to Jerry Lane for staying with it and make sure the tag.
Ricky Nolasco, our key to the game. He's been 4-0 last 5 starts on the road. Opponents only hitting 188. You see the strikeouts very high there. The Toyota keys to the game, and Nolasco tonight has seen 5 hitters and given up 4 base hits, including the double by Pujols.
And Dan, you want to silence the critics, and the best way to do that is come out and have a big offensive game. You know that this is going to ultimately be a bullpen game for the Cardinals.
This could be a real key for the Cardinals in postseason plays. You get a look at Wellemeyer, but the streakiness of Ryan Ludwig this year, very streaky.
Well, he's that type of hitter, and he strikes out a lot, but you can live with the strikeouts and the streakiness because of the home run and RBI production.
Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Two for 6 against the Marlins. Couple of RBIs in the previous series. Seems like a long time ago. 2 runners on, Rasmus and Holiday at second and third, and here comes a 1-1. You get the feeling that this game tonight is very important in this series. Facing a lefty tomorrow. The Cardinals at times have struggled with lefties, but not so much since the trades. And then you have Josh Johnson going on Wednesday, who's been very good.
The first game of the series, and that is so key. If you can win that one, then to win the series, all you have to do is win one of the next 2. But as you said, the combination, especially with Johnson, you'd love to be up 2-0 and then take your chances against an excellent pitcher, but you got Pinheiro that's been one of the Cardinals' top 3.
And Baker out to visit with Nolasco. Made an 0-2 mistake to Holiday, and he burned him with a base hit to right to score 2, and he's got Ludwig here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Notice that Cameron Maybin, on just about every hitter the Cardinals have had, he's the center fielder playing very deep.
Probably a little safety factor, not wanting to make a mistake. Play the right fielder shading in left and center to pull the ball, but they all know that he hits a lot of balls straight away to right field, so big gap in right center.
And Maybin came along with Andrew Miller, and he was part of the Miguel Cabrera Dontrelle Willis deal with the Detroit Tigers back in 07. 1-2 pitch. Ludwig up the middle, base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes another. 4-0 St. Louis. Ludwig delivers on a 1-2 pitch.
89 RBIs now for Ludwig. As Nolasco almost throwing too many strikes, Dan. You know, we always talk about a guy not throwing, you know, enough strikes, but sometimes you can make too many pitches that are, you know, in the strike zone. And give Ludwig some credit. Going out, getting the pitch, going down and reaching it, just making contact. And now watch the throw. He's got all the talent and all the tools, but this one way offline.
And so, you know, you're talking about trying to put hitters away and maybe being too much in the strike zone as DeRosa hits it out to deep left center. Maybin back near the wall, and he's got it. Ludwig retreats to first base. DeRosa just missed it, but Holiday's base hit, 2 RBIs on an 0-2 pitch. Ludwig base hit, 2 RBIs on the 1-2.
And he's thrown 24 pitches. Only 6 have been out of the strike zone. So guys are up there. They're ready. They're expecting a strike, and he's hung a couple breaking balls. He's got a couple pitches that caught the plate, especially like the 0-2 pitch. And, you know, guys are ready for a strike and doing what they have to do, make contact.
So it's LaRue with 2 outs and a runner at first. And Tony wouldn't say it, but is he the personal catcher for Todd Wellemeyer?
Well, I think it's a combination that, you know, sometimes you get a guy change your luck a little bit, but more importantly, I think trying to give some rest for Yachty. And LaRue's been productive, you know, when he catches. Does a very good job as a backup. Not easy, but he hits just about 280 as when he starts a game.
Now time is called. Cardinals already with 5 base hits here in the bottom of the first and a 4-0 lead.
I thought even though Wellemeyer only threw 1 inning, I thought it was one of the better innings we've seen all year.
I don't think there's any doubt.
And but the problem is that, you know, he's not going to be out there for very long.
2 things. Ball was kept low, and when he missed, he wasn't missing by much. It wasn't the wild misses where he's a foot outside. The 2-0 pitch. Hit out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike. Houston has jumped out to a 1-0 lead in the 6th inning against Cincinnati. And a 2-1 pitch to LaRue. Out of play. We've got big crowds expected for this series here against the Marlins, and before the game, depending on the walk-up, there was talk of over 40,000 here tonight.
Well, Monday night with kids back in school and Cardinals with a commanding lead, that is just one more remarkable thing about Cardinal Nation. They support this club.
A 2-2 pitch to LaRue. Instead of check on Ludwig. 2-2, and you've got the pitcher on deck, and yet you throw over to check on Ryan Ludwig.
There's a lot of things that go on in the game today that I don't quite understand.
Would that be one of them?
That would be one of them.
Here comes a 2-2, we think. And LaRue reaches for it, hits it to Ramirez. Over to Nick Johnson. So 5 hits in the inning for the Cardinals. Albert Pujols with the extra base hit. He would come around to score. 0-2 pitch to Holiday. That made it 2-0. Ludwig, nice piece of hitting. Down and away. Up the middle, 2 more runs. 4-0 after 1. John Wellemeyer has been given a 4-run lead, 4-0 after an inning of play here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Along with Al Rabowski, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes with us. The rest of our crew will hear from Jim around the 5th inning as he had a visit with John Mozeliak, the Cardinals GM. And here's Dan Uggla for second baseman. This is a part of the game that certainly has changed. Second baseman with 28 home runs.
And he's been doing that year after year after year.
So here we go in the second. First pitch is a strike.
Pretty good Rule 5 pickup for the Marlins. He's now hit at least 25 home runs in each of the last 4 seasons.
There's that slider or a little cutter there that he's throwing that looks sharp this evening.
And because he's staying back on the ball and then he is in the proper release form, he stays on top of that pitch and it has that little bite to it. You know, a good slider. And in my mind, the cutter, what we always talk about, was the old-fashioned slider. It only breaks about an inch. But you're trying to hit a round baseball with a round bat, and if you got a little movement, it's very difficult to center that ball, and more times than not, because it's moving down, you hit it into the ground.
2-2. That pitch right there might be the first one I remember tonight where LaRue set up outside and he missed completely inside by about 1.5 feet.
And he's thrown 29 pitches tonight. In previous starts, you might have said that 20 times.
So here comes a 3-2 pitch. That's a good piece of hitting there.
And it's a good pitch. You're right. Good piece of hitting. Ball's down and away, and he goes down and attacks it with a good swing as he sacrificed power for contact. That's a good pitch. Look at the swing. I mean, this you see from this angle. Now watch. He's just trying to make contact, and as you said, a very good piece of hitting. You make that pitch more times than not, you're going to be walking away with ground ball outs.
Brings in John Baker, hits from the left side. 267 this year, 9 home runs, 47 driven in. Just missed, a little bit low and away. You're the perfect guy to get into a conversation about this. As you talk about Ryan Franklin, the Cardinals closer, who's hit a little bit of a bump in the road. Mentally, how concerned do you get? I mean, you did this a long time, closing games out. It's one of the toughest things to do in sports.
I don't think it helps when your manager, pitching coach saying it's the toughest job in baseball. You know, but Ryan Franklin's been around a long time. He had such, 5 months of just phenomenal relief pitching. And, the funny thing is it coincides, as LaRue's going to go out and talk to Wellemeyer, coincides with once he signed his new contract.
Yeah.
That things have kind of hit south. But, Tony feels that, I think maybe, and here's what we're going to have to look at. If anything, I think the reflection of what happened on Saturday was maybe because he had too much rest.
I thought that.
He did not pitch since Sunday. And, for a closer, that's too much rest. You don't really want to go beyond 2 days. They felt like he needed 3 days. Got that off in Milwaukee. Then you had the off day on Thursday. Did not pitch in the 1-0 game on Friday. And then he came in the save situation on Saturday and blew his second consecutive and only his 4th overall in the season. But now if he comes back in a day or two, then if he has problems tonight, then we start thinking about it.
So after giving that 4-run lead, Wellemeyer's given up a base hit, now a walk. His first walk he's issued tonight.
What I'm going to say is going to sound a little funny, but there's also something. In the case of Wellemeyer, probably the worst thing was having such a long inning. Cardinals were productive. They got 4 runs because he hadn't started a game in 6 months. He's only thrown 3 innings really in the last month. So that was almost too long sitting on the bench in between innings.
So 2 on, nobody out. Cody Ross has 22 home runs and 84 driven in. Fastball and a strike at 92.
Now Ross is a better center fielder than Maben, but since Maben has only played center field, it was easier for Cody to go to a corner outfield instead of making the rookie do something he wouldn't be comfortable in.
When we saw them earlier this year, they were talking about the defense of Ross and how well he had played. That's past Pujols into right, and a run will score as the Marlins cut into the lead. It's 4-1. Just out of the reach of Albert Pujols.
You just kind of wonder is, Albert goes further to his right than any first baseman I've ever seen. And you wonder too, whether we saw him like dealing with a lower leg issue, that kind of hampered him a little bit. Good piece of hitting, go down here. Now let's watch this ugly over there. He kind of broke stride and almost stumbled making the turn at third, but he gets across the bag, and look out, the Marlins are coming at you.
And now you've got the tying run at the plate, and Maben, 224 hitter, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. You love Andrew Miller, who's a tall lefty that they got in the deal with Detroit, and also Maben, who's thought of to be the center fielder of the future for the Tigers. But for them to give up a talent like Cabrera, and at that time Dontrell Willis had to get something back, and they did.
He's a very exciting player. Broke with the ball club, but after hitting about 200, they sent him back to the minor leagues where he probably belonged. But then you get the recall in September.
Here's the 0-1. And he went 0-2. First base umpire is Mike Winters. Behind the plate, Tony Randazzo and Chris Guccione at second. We mentioned Jerry Lane in perfect position with that safe call over at third, with Holiday running from first to third base. And he is the crew chief. Outfield is straight away from Maben. Going back to Franklin, I guess the one thing that would concern you a little bit is that his control has not been as good as we've seen for about 5 months, and he doesn't throw 95 or 96. So if he doesn't hit spots, a lot of times he can get hit.
That's true. And he had in about his last 8 appearances almost the same amount of walks as he did in his first 50 plus.
1-2, a little chopper. Lugo out at second, on to first, and not in time with the good speed of Maben.
Nice play there by Lugo as it took a little funny hop at the end, almost bounced over his head. And Lugo, known for his offense, really has not been hurt too badly defensively, but there's the high hop as he was expecting one to be about waist high and almost gets over his head. So wasn't going to be a double play as he had to range to his right, throw across his body, and Maben just has too much speed.
So 6-4 on the fielder's choice, and now the pitcher Nolasco will be the hitter. He's batting 143 with no home runs and 3 RBIs. What does Freddie Gonzalez want to do here with his pitcher?
Hit a 3-run home run.
I'm sure he'd love that. Realistically, you have to look at it here.
Oh, that's the difference there.
And the Cardinals have Pujols holding at first, DeRosa coming in on the grass at third, showing bunt and a strike.
What he really wants his pitcher to do is not hit into a double play.
Exactly.
As it's not necessary, it's not a squeeze play with runners at first and second, trying to get through the pitcher, get Maben into scoring position at first.
Now, give the Marlins credit. This year they're still in the race. Last year they were late, even with all this young talent that they have and not much of a payroll. It's not an easy thing to do. Young players playing in a pennant stretch like this, give them credit.
Got to make it a friendly environment, a fun environment. And usually the only way to have fun is to win. But it's also a very at this level now, the big leagues, there's much more coaching than there ever was before.
Not that this should ever be an excuse, but the Cardinals come home and they play in front of 40,000 fans. The Marlins come home and some nights they're playing in front of 8,000 people. It should never be an excuse, but it is human nature. It would just be, I think, hard at times to get up for certain games.
Well, and I'll tell you what's even better for a club like Florida. Cardinal, not that they ever take the home field and the crowds for granted, but they feed off it. It's sort of the visiting teams who never get a chance to play in front of these large crowds. They come to this environment and they're supercharged because it just energizes you.
I'm sure for some of these young players in the Marlins, they come in here and they're looking around and say, wait a minute, this is a Monday night. Football season is going on. There's a doubleheader of Monday Night Football. And of course, a lot of fans are interested in that. And yet here it is, almost 40,000 here tonight, if not more. But that's what makes this a great baseball city and a great sports town. And there's a strikeout for Wellemeyer. That's his first of the night. Checked out his second. Visit the official online shop of the Cardinals at stlcardinals.com for the largest selection of postseason caps, t-shirts, jerseys, and more. Get your playoff gear straight from the source, stlcardinals.com, and shop right now. If you're Freddie Gonzalez, it's not necessarily the worst thing.
No. You know, we said that all he wants to make sure is that his pitcher did not hit into a double play and give him one more shot with 2 outs, or at least one more shot with 2 outs to get this game a bit closer.
So no Marlins rookie has ever hit over 300 for a season.
Yeah, and that's Coughlin has a chance to do that as he's 307 with his base hit here tonight.
Now Jeff Conine and Hanley Ramirez, their rookie years, hit 292. It's the best by a rookie in the Florida Marlins. There's a strike, 0-2. Since 1990, only 5 National League rookies have hit 300 or better in a season. Albert being one, 329. He did that in 01. Mike Piazza, 318. Todd Helton, 315. And Scott Pisegnant and Marlon Byrd. Those two are both over 300. Here's an 0-2 pitch. Shallow left center. Rasmus, though, has to back up a little bit and makes the catch. Marlins strand 2, and Wellemeyer leads it off when we come back. It's 4-1. This November, train to be an umpire at the 09 MLB umpire camp at baseball's Youth Academy in Compton, California. For more information, go to www.mlbuc.com. So 4-1 St. Louis over Florida as we move to the bottom of the second, and Todd Wellemeyer will be the hitter.
I think those umpire camps, they maybe take some of the arguments, or maybe like the ejection that Tony La Russa received over the weekend, and they let you play out role models.
I'd like to see a little role playing.
A little role playing, yeah.
Role playing. They bring you in, fly in to have a little fun. You'd enjoy it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe bring in Bobby Cox.
Bobby has plenty of experience. Maybe a little Earl Weaver.
He'd be perfect. And here comes an 0-1 pitch to Wellemeyer.
You probably don't know Frank Lucchesi. You know, he did get to the big leagues a little bit, but you know, he had a reputation as a minor league manager that really had problems with umpires to where would steal the base or something like this. One game he got thrown out. Got thrown out of a minor league game and then climbed the light pole and refused to leave the light pole.
The light pole?
The light pole.
I don't know the gentleman's name, but one of the great tantrums, if you will, of all time was done by someone that was in the Atlanta Braves minor league system. And it was last year, I believe. Pulled out every base.
Yes. Somebody that you will never hear at the major league level because of that video.
Right.
Well, that's what Frank would pull out the bases. That's all.
And Wellemeyer shoots it into shallow left. Drops in for a base hit. So first time through, the Cardinals with 6 hits against Ricky Nolasco. Good effort out there by Coghlan.
Coghlan made the effort as a pitcher. You really appreciate a guy trying to make that play and then maybe backing it up. But here's the effort by the left fielder, and it gets by him, but his center fielder was backing him up, so a couple young players playing the game properly.
That's the Exmo Cam, brought to you by Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. That's right, they have the downtown location just south of the ballpark on Broadway. Matter of fact,
one
just
block,
one block.
isn't it? Just one block?
Yep.
No. Well aware.
So nobody out, and here's Skip Schumacher, who singled his first time up.
Bob and Wanda Taylor, watching this game in Little Rock, said they know all about Hot Shots. One block south of the ballpark.
That's great.
Sound a little sarcastic.
No, I mean, that's great. Hot Shots has been with us for a number of years. That's backhanded by Johnson, out at second, no play at first.
That's good. Get Wellemeyer off the bases.
And it brings in Julio Lugo. Orville Dowd is a huge Cardinal fan, 94 years old, and lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But apparently he can get on the internet because he emailed you and I and enjoys our telecast and all the fine hard work of the men and women at Fox Sports Midwest. So thank you, Orville. We appreciate that. Apparently he navigates the internet better than Al. There's a strike, and Orville is 94.
That's really not much of an accomplishment, Orville, but
Lugo, first time up, popped out to second base. Runner at first, short lead by Schumacher. First pitch was a ball, so it's now 2-0. You think tantrums, you have to think Al McRae. Kansas City, he was the manager.
Managers destroyed the manager's office, pulled the phone off the wall and threw it, and it hit the best member of the Kansas City media, the one that he really liked.
The guy he liked.
He really liked him.
The 2-0 pitch, and Lugo lifts it in the air, left field, to the wall, leaping catch by Coghlan, takes the hit away and fires it back into the infield. A fantastic play by Chris Coghlan out in left field.
Well, this is another aspect of why the Cardinal fans are the best. After this very nice play, stretches out, glides in that fence, bangs up his knee a little bit. You get a nice ovation from the crowd that really appreciate the effort. Not only they prefer it being by a Cardinal, but they can recognize terrific athleticism from the opposing team and acknowledge it also.
Again, the Exmo Cam presented by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. And you know, one of the neat moments I thought this year was when Randy Johnson left the game with San Francisco to a standing ovation here at Busch Stadium.
Recognize it could be the last time the future Hall of Famer ever pitches in Busch Stadium. He's trying to come back and pitch in relief this year.
That would be awfully tough to do with the kind of injury he's been dealing with.
I think it's also trying to tell everyone I'd like to pitch another year.
Yeah. And again, that's why a start like this for Wellemeyer is big. You never know who's watching. Scouts are here. Maybe they see something that they like.
And I've always felt that you're always pitching for your team, and you want to stay with your ball club, but you're auditioning for everybody else.
And Pujols fouls it back. I mean, look at the Cardinals, what they've done, even with some of those late season acquisitions, and probably the best one that comes to mind as far as a guy that you really didn't expect a lot from, but then he comes to St. Louis, hooks up with Dave Duncan, Woody Williams. The Cardinals saw something that they liked.
Well, they acquired Woody Williams August 2nd. So after the trading deadline, it seemed like the Cardinals were out of it that year. And yet Woody came over and team caught fire and he became a real leader. And they not only went to postseason that year, but had a couple more good years for the Cardinals.
It was a hanging breaking ball, and Pujols pulls it for strike 2. A lot of flash bulbs popping when Albert Pujols is up.
Yeah, we're always talking about auditioning, and maybe this young man's auditioning for the job with Fox Sports. Become a camera person. Looked like he stayed right on. Better not fight Big Dog for that job, though.
Here's a 1-2 instead of check over at first.
Maybe he's after T. West's job because their camera's about the same size. Oh, our young lady. There's T. West.
1-2 pitch. Taken low by Albert. 2-2.
Have to show T. West's camera so people understand why I say that their cameras are similar in size.
Well, it looks like Tony is playing a video game behind us, but his camera is right there.
Right there. And there's his controls, as he really is playing a video game.
Yeah. Here's a 2-2 to Albert. Runner at first with 2 outs. Another hard hit ball off the bat of Pujols. He's 2 for 2. And it now brings in Holiday, and after his single, he's 7 for 9 against Nolasco.
Almost get the impression that they wanted to jam Albert. They wanted to pitch him inside, but that ball just drifted back over the middle of the plate and becomes a much more hittable pitch. Pulls it to the left side and it finds a hole because he hits it hard.
Al, have you seen a hitter that you played with or you watched today that's any better on an inside pitch of not only pulling it, but pulling it and keeping it fair when it looks like it might hit Albert Pujols?
I would not want to be disrespectful to Albert, and so I'll say no.
Okay. But you think you have one, maybe?
No. No, I mean, I've seen some guys that are pretty good, but to do what he's done for 9 consecutive years, he's in a class of his own.
Holiday in the air to center. Gets under it off the end of the bat. It's baseball season still, but hockey just around the corner. And Dave Checketts, the Blues owner, will be with us when we come back. It's 4-1. Well, it's a sea of red here tonight. Pretty soon it'll be a sea of blue down the street. Scott Trade Center, and Dave Checketts has been kind enough to join us, the Blues owner. And first of all, how excited are you about Blues hockey? Because this seems to be year 4 of your ownership group, probably the most exciting year going into a season.
Well, you know, Dan, the difficult thing about being an owner of a team is to keep some positive momentum. But where we took over the Blues, we knew we would see some things. I didn't think it'd take this long. But I have to tell you, going into our 4th year, we're more excited than we've ever been about the quality of the club.
What have you learned about, take the Blues out of the equation, what have you learned about the Gateway City that maybe you didn't know about when you first took ownership of the Blues?
Well, there's a real passion for the Blues that exists, 41-year, 42-year history. Right. And yet, you know, there was a lot of things that went on in the early part of this decade that sent people on their way. They left and packed and decided not to come back. It's been harder than I thought it would be, actually, to get them to come back, but now they're coming back, and our ticket sales, our season ticket sales are at an all-time high. Great. And I think, actually, Dan, we'll sell out most all of our games this year. So I hope people will seriously consider buying season tickets.
Let's a look at Nick Johnson and a leadoff double as we start play here in the top of the 3rd. And I believe it was, what, 31 sellouts a year ago. Is that correct?
We had 31 sellouts last year. And like I say, we expect to sell out most every game this year. We're just about to go past 10,000 season tickets. That's the first time we've been there in a very long time with the Blues. So people in St. Louis are coming around, and they're so friendly. They're so They're patient. They keep telling us to stick with the plan.
Sure.
It's been a lot of fun.
I can't wait to watch. On about you, but the guy I just cannot wait to watch him. Eric Johnson. I'm talking to him the other day, the defenseman of the Blues. Here's a ground ball. Oh, it takes a bad hopping into center field, and Rasmus will come up and fire it back into the infield, first and third with nobody out. Hanley Ramirez with a single. But talking to Eric Johnson, he's telling me, well, at one point I got up to 250 pounds, and now I'm going to play around 235, 238. Oh, by the way, I'm the fastest I've ever been.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch him.
No, he's built himself up. He's taken advantage of a bad situation, bad injury, and he really looks great in practice. And if you listen to our goaltender, Chris Mason, about his power play shot,
yeah,
you know, it's something very special to watch.
The other guy, too, Paul Correa. How about the early reports on Paul?
Paul hasn't practiced full blast, but he's been skating and skating well. He's had a little stiffness, but I think that's to be expected at this point. And he feels better than he's felt in many years. So I expect a great year from Paul.
Can I put you on the spot?
Of course.
Thank you. We know each other well enough.
Yes.
I'll put you on the spot. What if you had an expectation for this Blues team this year?
Well, my expectation last year was that we would make the playoffs. Now in December and January, nobody believed that. But that was my expectation. And I told John Davidson at Christmas, we're gonna make the playoffs. And of course we put on some second half. Now when you add Paul Correa, Eric Johnson, DJ King, perhaps Eric Brewer, our young kids get a year older. This is a club that should not only make the playoffs but should advance. That's the expectation.
Ticket sales, we touched upon it briefly, but for fans watching tonight, what would you tell the fans about coming on out and best places to get the tickets and where to go?
Well, you can go to stlouisblues.com.
Okay.
You can go to Scott Trade Center, the ticket office. You can call 622-BLUE. I sound like a salesman, don't I, Dan?
That's okay.
But,
nothing wrong with that.
But I'll tell you what, we look forward to a very enthusiastic, high-energy year at the Scott Trade Center with the Blues, and anything could happen, so I hope people will come.
The Blues start up early October, and hopefully the Cardinals are going deep into October.
That's
and
right.
You know, it's great that here we are in a Cardinal telecast. We can have the Blues folks on and vice versa. The relationship between the franchises, I'm assuming, is a pretty good one.
It's not only good, it's great. We admire them. They're who we aspire to be. We love what they do for this great sports town. And, you know, I spent a lot of time in New York. I'm telling all of the Yankee fans it's going to be St. Louis and New York in the World Series. But listen, we do have a great relationship. We're hoping for them to go deep in the playoffs. And when they're playing and we're playing, it's downtown St. Louis is a fun place to be.
There's no doubt. Did you grow up a baseball fan?
I did. I had my eye on a different National League team that'll go unnamed.
I was going to say, do you want to divulge this team?
No, remember, I only lived a few hundred miles away from Los Angeles. So
I got you.
I loved the Dodgers, but I have become a great admirer of this franchise and all they've accomplished.
Great to see you. Can't wait for the season.
Dan.
Thank you.
See you soon.
You got it. That's Dave Checketts of the Blues. 4-2, midway through 3. Well, you can enjoy everything hockey on Saturday, September 19th. Fox Sports Midwest presents the Blues Fan Fest, and you can meet the players and broadcasters, play interactive games, and take a photo at our Blues Live set. Then stay and watch the Blues take on the Stars. The first 3,000 fans get a Fox Sports Midwest Fan Fest shirt. Activities begin at 3. More information, go to stlblues.com, stlouisblues.com. And, of course, we'll be the exclusive home this season of the St. Louis Blues. Over 70 games this year on Fox Sports Midwest. Neat guy, Dave Checketts and his group. I'll tell you what, Al, they've done a heck of a job, too, because when he came in, that franchise was shaky.
Well, it really is. And of course, it's ever since the inception of the Blues. And, you know, one time it really became the social event of St. Louis to be involved. And now it's involved to where they have some really hardcore fans. And they've been very good in the community. And it's a good relationship for, you know, for the fans and for the Blues. We wish them all the luck in the world.
And the players, you got to see how the players support each other.
Wow.
You always see the Cardinal fans at the Blues, or the Cardinal players at the Blues games, and vice versa. Looking forward to it. Should be a neat year of hockey just down the street. 4-2 in this ball game as we move to the bottom of the third, and this is Colby Rasmus. Rasmus in the air to left.
Just telling Dave Checketts that my problem is that Bobby and Barkley Flegler taught me how to play, taught me all the rules.
That's not good, Al. That's not good.
Well, it's good for me. It makes it more interesting.
Yes, it does. 6, a serious number. When the Cardinals score 6, you get a 20-ounce coffee, fountain, or frozen drink for just $0.25 the next day at On the Run at Mobile. Win or lose, Cardinals score 6, you score 25-cent drinks at On the Run.
Just don't understand the skating aspect of it.
That's part of the game. You got to be able to skate.
The hip checks and
you're in with
and
that.
The fighting, I got that all down.
And Ludwig is swinging a miss. He has a base hit and 2 RBIs. Kenny Reitz, who I always see at the ballpark, says, Dan, you wouldn't believe it. Al was the guy that always started the fights, but yet when the fights were happening, he was nowhere to be found.
I was usually on the bottom of the pile.
That's a strike on the inside corner, 0-2. One out, nobody on. It was a real good piece of hitting by Ludwig. First at bat to go down and get the pitch and line it up the middle. And this time it's a foul tip held on to by the catcher, John Baker, for the strikeout for Nolasco. And that's his first strikeout tonight. Brings in DeRosa. You know, interesting play when we had Dave Checketts in the booth, and I was curious your thoughts. DeRosa had a ball that was hit to him, could have come to the plate, it looked like, take the chance of getting that runner, take the chance of not getting an out, and he went with the double play.
Get the double play, get the 2 outs. You know, you still maintain a 2-run lead. Many times, like you say, by trying to cut it off, and if you don't get that out, then you open up the big inning for the opposition. So you scored 4 runs off in Nolasco. You still, you know, concede 1 more, but get the outs and get you well on the way to make it just avoid the crooked number.
0-2 the count here on Mark DeRosa. And a strikeout of DeRosa on the outside corner. Nolasco with back-to-back Ks. It's time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. And here we go. It's a strike to John Baker in the 4th. 4-2 St. Louis. Cardinals picked up 4 runs in the 1st, and Florida's come back with a run in the 2nd, another in the 3rd to cut it to 4-2. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And you just kind of wonder how deep Wellemeyer will go into this game, just because he obviously his stamina and endurance has been limited, being on the DL and not in the rotation for 6 weeks.
1-2.
Think about him, he's big, strong, 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio, and in many ways this is some of the best pitching we've seen from him all season long.
Fought off and hit out to left. Holiday coming on, won't get it. Drops in front for a base hit. So leadoff hit for Baker, who's also walked tonight, on base for the 2nd time. If you haven't been paying attention, I know you have, Al. Let's run over the division leaders. Cardinals by 9.5 in front of Chicago. Phillies lead it by 6.5 in front of these Marlins, and the Dodgers are 3 in front of Colorado. So the story right now in the National League, the wild card in San Francisco has now fallen 4.5 games behind the Colorado Rockies. Shallow center. Lugo calling for it. The shortstop has it for the out.
So right now it looks like Cardinals will be playing the wild card. if they had the best record, or if they did not and the Dodgers had it and they had the second best record, they would be playing the wild card either way.
So the question would be, if you're playing the Rockies late season, how do you approach that series? You know, you may have some guys that could be pitching in that postseason that it would be their turn to pitch, but yet you don't want to show them, you know, if you have to face them the following week.
Right, you owe a responsibility to other teams chasing a wild card, not to and it's not in Tony's vocabulary or just the way he wants the game played and played properly, to allow another team to win just to give you a more favorable matchup, or not to allow, say the club that you may be facing postseason see one of the pitchers, you know, a week or so later. And the reason why the Cardinals would be playing the wild card is, if the Dodgers had the best record, they would play the wild card team unless it comes from your same division.
Base hit for Cameron Maybin. And the Marlins know about being the wild card. They twice have won the World Series as the wild card. So no play for Lugo, as that was hit in the hole, and now it's Nolasco, and he's up with runners on for the second time tonight. It'll be first and second, one out. Tried to sacrifice his last time up and struck out. We talk about it all the time. This is where Albert Pujols is very, very aggressive, and not only getting that lead runner, but trying to start a potential double play if you bunt it to the right side. Marlins have stranded 3 on the night. Cardinals have stranded 3, but they have 7 base hits, and Florida now has picked up 7.
Defensively, the Cardinals are going to try and make sure they get the lead runner. As you pinch at the corners, Lugo kind of shadowing, and the runner at second base keeping his lead to a minimum, and then races over towards third. Schumacher's got the responsibility of getting over to first base. And Wellemeyer now getting a little wild, and they're trying to give you an out, and he's falling behind the count, 2-0.
And that was pitch number 70 already for Todd Wellemeyer. Only in the top of the 4th with 1 out and 2 runners on. And that's a strike. It was almost as if LaRue was trying to accentuate the point that you were talking about, Al, and trying to finish your pitches.
Right.
He just kind of imitated what he should be doing.
He started dropping his elbow and you know, getting underneath the pitches. So watch him. Falling off the side, you know, arms dragging. You know, you get underneath the pitch and you kind of sling it over there.
There's the bunt. Wellemeyer will go to first.
See, he almost got that ball too quickly and was going to throw it away. Didn't look like he had any desire. He had plenty of time to check and see if he had an out at third or listen for the call. So we have to assume that LaRue was calling first base all the way.
And a base hit possibly could tie it up. So Nolasco, the sacrifice, 1-4. Back to the top of the lineup, Coghlan, who has singled and also flied out to center.
Well, a little strange that Tony's more than willing, apparently, to allow them to tie or go ahead in this game. No activity, nobody warming up. He has allowed 7 hits. Here we are in the 4th inning.
And a base hit. This game is tied. Past Pujols, and Coghlan on his way to second base. Now on his way to third, and he's in there with a 2-out triple, and that makes it 4-4.
That little slider going ending up down and in. That's right where lefty's natural arc of his bat. And there you see kind of getting underneath the pad. There's no error on the play, or shouldn't be, and it's the 8th hit that he's allowed, and now activity in the bullpen. Hawksworth is warming up. There you see Blake Hawksworth.
So a triple and a 4-4 game.
Get the idea with, I mean, it's not like this game was all of a sudden getting away like it was yesterday. You can see this one coming, and there are 2 outs, but content to let them tie the game, and a threat to go ahead here with 2 outs here in the 4th.
And Hawksworth getting loose in a hurry. So Coughlin, the runner at third, he's the go-ahead run, and brings in the second place hitter Nick Johnson.
Not about lefties batting over 340 against him. Johnson 1 for 2, and then you have the National League's leading hitter on deck.
And a strike to Johnson tonight. He is flied out to center and also doubled. Outfield is straight away for Nick Johnson, former Expo and National, and Yankee as well. A little inside out swing, and that'll find the seats out of play. So very disappointing how when you get a 4-run lead and now it's 4-4, and doesn't look like Wellemeyer would go very deep into this game, as he's due up second for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 4th, and he's approaching 80 pitches.
Well, in my mind, it's just like, okay, it's one thing to try and stretch him out, but you still are trying to accumulate as many wins, and he's not going to go 5 to qualify for the win. And it seemed like it was a little slow to get the bullpen active.
Hammered down the right field line, and that ball is gone. Fair ball and a home run to Nick Johnson off his bat. And some boos here at Busch Stadium. His 8th home run, RBIs 60 and 61.
Well, you got to battle back. And there you see the hanging breaking ball, totally missing location. Another pitch that's down, just right in the wheelhouse of a left-handed hitter. And give the Marlins credit, they were down 4-0 and battled back to take a 2-run lead.
And Ramirez has struck out and singled.
You're in September, and I know the Cardinals are trying to give every opportunity for Memphis, who goes into the championship round, to not disturb their roster, but Double-A team, Springfield, got into postseason. They were eliminated last night. I don't think there's any pitchers there, but
one pitch. So 79 on the night. Todd Wellemeyer.
And not a good outing at all.
He's given up 9 base hits. Ramirez loses the bat over the dugout. Hits a little boy there. Six to 4 as we move to the bottom of the 4th, and that little boy there was hit by a bat. They will tend to him, and hopefully he's going to be all right.
You got him in the wrist, and probably scared him quite a bit.
Yeah.
And the Marlins players quite concerned.
So that was Hanley Ramirez, who struck out, and now we go to the Cardinals half of this 4th inning, and no one has been brought out to the on-deck circle, which would be Wellemeyer's spot. So LaRue, Wellemeyer's spot, and there's Khalil Green, and then Schumacher.
What's the secret?
You hear the round of applause as Looks like that little boy is going to be just fine.
Now Wellemeyer is standing at the on-deck circles for the deke.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Jason LaRue in a brand new game now for Ricky Nolasco. Fell behind 4-0, and now the Marlins with a 6-4 lead. And a strikeout of LaRue. It's 3 in a row and 3 this night for Nolasco. Go inside Big Ten Conference football 4 nights a week with 4 unique shows on the Big Ten Football 4-Pack, and their experts bring you game plan breakdowns, interviews, and analysis you won't find anywhere else. Catch the Big Ten Football 4-Pack every Tuesday through Friday, 10 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network, the only cure for gridiron deficiency. So rough night for Wellemeyer as he goes 4 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, and all those were earned. Here's Khalil Green. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Now, unfortunately for Troy Gloss, he's out with a sore oblique muscle, and this probably would have been a start for him with good numbers against Nolasco.
Yes. And
now, Tony, Al has a decision to make here when you think about his bench for the Cardinals if they get into postseason play. As you see Carpenter and Wainwright talking now to tonight's starter, Todd Wellemeyer. You have Joe Thurston, who gives you a little flexibility because he hits from the left side. He's taken some good at-bats recently as a pinch hitter. You have Khalil Green in this spot. You also have Troy Gloss, who could be a pinch hitter.
And probably it'll be, 2 of the 3. And Troy is eligible because he was not recalled until September 1st, but he's eligible because he's on the disabled list all season.
Little floater. This may drop. Fair ball, and it does. Base hit, Khalil Green. Add Cardinals starting pitcher Kyle Loesch to your collection of oversized baseball cards. Kids 15 and younger receive the oversized collectible Loesch card September 19th. That'll be against the Cubs this weekend, courtesy of Shelter Insurance. For more information, visit STOCardinals.com.
I kind of have to give a little nod to Thurston because he's been here all year, but more importantly, he hits from the left side.
Right.
And it's one of those little things that in my mind the Cardinals had an opportunity to drop a pitcher, because whatever your roster configuration is on August 31st, that's what it has to be in the postseason. I mean, if they had 12 pitchers, you have to go with 12 pitchers on your playoff roster. You could have had be more advantageous to have extra position players going into your postseason roster where you don't need 12 pitchers. You need 12 pitchers, you aren't going to be in the roster our postseason long.
That's right. And another question that needs to be answered, if he's healthy, and by all accounts you would hope that John Smoltz is going to be just fine and just missing the start, does he go into postseason play as a starter or as a reliever?
Mine reliever.
Yeah, I'm with you, Alan. At this point, though, that has not been decided, and I think you have to find out before the season is over if he can bounce back, back-to-back games.
And that's what John in his own mind. It's a bit surprising to me, but he knows his arm better than us. And the reason I say it is because all the success he's had recovering from previous surgeries, going in and being an elite closer, I would think he'd have no problem relieving. But as he told you, he in his own mind wants to know if he can go back-to-back.
Base hit into right. Khalil Green to second. And on his way to third with 1 out. Here come the Cardinals, first and third, and just 1 out.
Ball down and away, and he hooks it, pulls it, and finds a hole in the right side. Khalil off and running. He takes off. He sees that it's going to go through, and he goes on to third base with no problem. One out. The Cardinals really do have to, one, avoid it hitting into a double play with Lugo, bring up Albert, but at the very least they've got to pick up one run and cut the 2-run lead.
One of the best plays we've seen defensively this evening, no doubt, is from their left fielder, Chris Coughlin, and he took an extra base hit away from Lugo, jumping and reaching back and then crashing into the wall to take a hit away. First pitch to Lugo is a strike. You may see Julio playing back-to-back games, as he is 0 for 2 in this ball game tonight, but the Cardinals face a lefty tomorrow.
And it probably wouldn't hurt to give Brendan Ryan another day, or you could play Brendan Ryan and then have Lugo play second base. Probably more what Tony will do.
Lugo, right center field. Long way to go for Maben. He won't get it. Drops in for a base hit. Schumacher being waved in. Relay to the plate. He is safe, and this game is tied. 6-6. Julio Lugo.
I was talking about Holiday and DeRosa, what their contributions since coming to the club, and the guy that gets slided is Julio Lugo. Muscles this one out just enough to get it out there. It's a sacrifice fly, but he gets a little bit more as it becomes a 2-run triple and ties this game at 6-all. Look at Schumacher fly around the bases.
And Lugo winds up at third in an RBI opportunity for Albert. Pujols is 2 for 2, and Nolasco hasn't fooled him one bit, Al.
No, and surprising that Freddie pitches to him here and not set up the double play. But
and Albert, even on a couple of the balls that he pulled foul, they were just rockets. So 26 out of 49 times. You might think that would be a little bit better than 53%.
Yes, just thinking the same thing, but starts play a couple RBIs behind Prince Fielder.
And a 1-0 pitch. It's a pitch right there that at times Pujols recently has chased, but we talk about streaky hitters, and Albert is not one of them.
No, such a high average hitter with power and the ability to rise to the occasion and deliver for you.
Same pitch.
Well, there are times when, Albert is always, obviously 9 consecutive years to start his career with at least 100 RBIs. But there are times where even he gets a little jumpy and gets out in front with these golden opportunities.
That last pitch, Pujols hit it out of play and then turned right around and asked the home plate umpire if it was a strike, and he said no.
See him setting up outside. Perfect,
2-2.
Perfect pitch right there. It's either you got to hit a perfect pitch or it's a ball outside. But you also know Albert never afraid to hit with 2 strikes. Activity now in the Marlins bullpen.
Oh, looked like he completely missed location there.
Oh, absolutely. And look at Baker's going to go out and talk to him as he tried to throw a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Baker set up outside, and that was up and in. This is a location that most hitters can't make contact. Set up away, and look where you can see the ball. Look where the ball is, and look where the catcher's set up. And Albert has that ability to get on top of a high fastball. It's amazing.
See 6 for 12 against Nolasco. About to say that, Al. I mean, if that pitch was maybe an inch lower, it's in the seats.
Yes, I mean, and there's a, that pitch there, if it's 2 inches up above. Very few guys have the ability to get on top of it. Most of them either pop it up in the infield or swing right through it.
3-2. Now will he even see a pitch to hit, as you mentioned?
I think they've been trying not to give him a pitch to hit all at bat.
Yeah, and then you set up the potential double play with Matt Holliday coming in.
Tim Wood, a right-hander, warming up. Set up away again. Throw the slider. Now fastball. And he swings the ball forward, but so we're even talking the best in the game. Albert Pujols will expand his zone in certain RBI situations. Early in the season, you really wanted him to do so. Now with the protection of Holliday behind, you know, it's if he thinks he can reach a pitch, I'm not going to question it, but he do have protection behind him. Set up inside now. And he misses away.
A high fly ball and a deep right. Should be enough. Ross's throw. Not in time. And Lugo scores. It's an RBI for Pujols. Cardinals back on top. Number 125 for Albert Pujols. So Florida gets 4 in the top of the 4th, and the Cardinals come right back with 3 here in the bottom. Bush Bash Fridays, only a couple more left. Feature prizes and live music and Cardinal players. 2 former Cardinals coming up this weekend. Mike Matheny, John Mabry from 5:30 to 6:30 in the Ford Plaza. And it's the first 200 people in line would be guaranteed to get those autographs. For more information and tickets, visit STLCardinals.com. And this is a mobile on inning because the Cardinals have scored 6.
They just appealed to see if Lugo left too soon at third, and he did not.
Holliday out to left. Coghlan there to make the catch. Cardinals get 4 in the first and 3 here in the 4th. 7-6 St. Louis. Cardinals baseball from St. Louis on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. By the Casino Queen Hotel and Casino, home of the loosest slots. And brought to you by Taco Bell's new Volcano menu. It's seriously spicy. It's 7-6. The Cardinals have the lead in the top of the 5th. Blake Hawksworth will take over for the Redbirds and Todd Wellemeyer. And this will be our Chevy call to the bullpen.
Blake has wins in 2 of his last 3 outings. He made 12 starts at AAA. He's come up here, and this is his 2nd stint, but this time he looks like he doesn't want to go back down. He has been so much more effective. He is throwing the ball with great regularity, good velocity down. He's got a devastating changeup and an improving slider. 3-0 in the season, good ERA.
And here we go, top of the 5th underway, and joining us in the booth, our buddy Jim Hayes.
One other thing about Blake, we do those Wednesday home game dog adoption segments, and the last dog we had on adopted by Blake Hawksworth.
Is that right?
Yeah, how about
he adopted the dog, huh?
That dog gets a good home, you know that.
How come they don't do any cats?
That's good input, Al. I'll look into it.
I thought Jim was going to bring up the Wednesday afternoon fizzle between you, Al, and himself, Jim Hayes here. I always look forward to a good fizzle between you two.
I look forward to it.
Al?
Do you, Al?
Fizzle?
There's a swing and a miss. Good start for Hawksworth. Now, Jim, you had Cardinals GM John Mozeliak on our pregame show, and one of the subjects was supposed to be tonight's starter John Smoltz, but that's not the case.
Yeah, Smoltz has the tendonitis, and Tony La Russa said before the game that Smoltz will take a side session and work toward returning to the rotation sometime this weekend. John Mozeliak said it was kind of iffy whether or not Smoltz was going to make the start. He said he probably could have, but they wanted to err on the side of caution.
If it was a playoff scenario, if you needed this game, he would have started. But you know, maybe best thing, kind of get that cortisone shot, rejuvenate the shoulder a little bit, and be ready for the final push.
When you talk to guys, Jim, and you're down there a lot, and I talked to John Smoltz last week, you know, we figured, hey, maybe the postseason would be the bullpen for him, as this is Dan Uggla 1 for 2 with a single back in the second, a run scored. Not so sure right now. I'm not sure folks really know which direction he is going towards, starting or relieving.
Well, when I asked John Mozeliak about that, while he wasn't committal, he talked about the success that Smoltz has had as a starter and how he has been outstanding in the rotation. So obviously they're not going to make that decision now. They have to look at how things stack up with other guys, for example, Kyle Oesch. But he was talking about how well and how impressed he was with Smoltz as a starter.
Well, I think the one thing you got to think about is, do you really need 4 starters in the postseason?
There's another strikeout for Hawksworth.
You might.
You got the 3. Well, in one scenario I saw where there was so many off days, you could probably get by pushing 2 starters.
And that's something how it's all going to lay out. And those decisions, of course, will be made here in the next couple of weeks. As Hawksworth off to a good start. He's retired the first 2. And you know who those 2 would be. Right there, Carpenter and Wainwright.
And you got to say, if you're going to 3, you know who the 3 are.
Yeah, no question. Here's John Baker, who has walked and also singled. How about Wainwright? Some news with Adam? I thought you had some news about Adam Wainwright. You were talking about his
first time I've seen
Jim
the cat
speechless.
not be able to talk.
Why don't you break that news?
Well, before you come in, I usually ask you, Jim, what are some of the subjects you'd like to talk about?
I know you've been working hard lately. I never said Wainwright.
Oh, I heard it. I heard it.
I must have.
I heard it.
Of course, Al backs you up. It wasn't news with Wainwright. I said he said something interesting on the.
Well, that kind of is what he's leading to.
He was talking. I was asking a bunch of players.
Am I talking to Jim or am I talking to Al here? Go ahead, Jim.
I was talking to a bunch of players about the Atlanta series, and obviously getting swept is not something that's set well with the Cardinals. Most guys were saying when you've been playing at such a high level as we have, it's bound to happen. It's part of baseball. Wainwright said every once in a while you need to get a whooping. And he said not that guys weren't ready to play in the Atlanta series, but it certainly underscores the fact that these are good teams that the Cardinals are playing, and they too are on scholarship, so you have to be ready to go.
On scholarship. I don't know about you, Al. That sounded newsworthy.
I think that's exactly what he alluded to you, that he wanted to share that valuable information with us. But you know, the cat.
I thought you had another news item you wanted to get to first.
No, I'm just trying to.
Mine was really just one guy's opinion.
I got you.
Well, it's a very valuable opinion.
Absolutely.
Coming from Wainwright.
A little bit upstairs to Baker. And looked pretty good. Maybe a little bit high, and it's 3-2.
Boy, you two are really in lockstep, aren't you?
You love it when you come in here. You're going to stay next half inning too, aren't you?
Yeah, if you make me.
You'll be here.
You're made.
Ooh, where's that pitch too? Last 2 awfully close, and it's a 2-out walk by Blake Hawksworth.
Baker's had a pretty good night. He's been on base 3 times now with a second walk and a base hit, and that pitch got to get called a strike.
Well, the one thing that Mo kept on going to in the interview with you is the fact that this team, you know, bottom line, let's get there first and let's stay healthy. And then once we're healthy, we'll figure out all these roles. But health is so important here for the final 2 weeks.
Well, as you look at the makeup of the team, it doesn't appear to have a lot of weaknesses. So the only thing you would think, if this team plays up to its ability, is injury, and that's what has John Mozeliak concerned. You know, that's the one thing he feels could trip him up, and it's not like you're going to put your players out there in bubble wrap. You just have to have a little good fortune.
Now, the Cardinals have scored 7 runs tonight through 4 innings and have 10 hits, but this team has not hit as consistent as you might suspect with the additions of Holiday, Lugo, and DeRosa.
Well, Mozeliak has been saying that really since the additions were brought to the Cardinals, the new players, that you know, he hasn't seen the offense click to the point he thinks it will. And that'll be scary when it happens. We've seen a lot of good spots. We've seen obviously better offensive production.
That's hit out of play. 1-2 on Cody Ross.
Hey, Dan, you know, if the cat was listening to us, he'd probably heard the same thing more frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was listening to XM radio.
Tim Lincecum gets a start tonight against Colorado for San Francisco, trying to pick up win number 14. All of a sudden, guys, the start for Wainwright becomes huge tomorrow when you talk about the Cy Young Award and where that may all wind up. That's pulled just foul. Now, Carpenter maybe comes back to the pack a little bit after his start yesterday, and Wainwright now at 18 wins.
Well, and that's where it's really important, because now Carpenter is second to Lincecum in ERA, and Wainwright is third in the National League.
What I love about
15th.
Wainwright is if you ever ask him about anything Cy Young, it'd be great to win one, but I'm concerned about going out there each and every start and putting my team in a position to win. And they're not just words from him. He believes it.
And that's out to center field. Good work by Hawksworth his first inning. 7-6 St. Louis midway through 5. It's 7-6 in favor of the Cardinals. Bottom of the 5th rolls in. Mizzou battles Ferrum on Saturday, and many video providers in our Cardinals viewing area will offer this game on pay-per-view, $29.95, and Furman will be the opponent this weekend. So we're looking forward to it.
And make it a little quicker game and a little better Missouri. A little easier.
Well, Mizzou did win over the weekend, but yes, I think they'd like to win a little bit easier. You are correct in that assessment, Al.
I think talking to Coach Pinkel, he said he'd blame it on you.
And that's a rope off the bat of Colby Rasmus. And yeah, we had a good ball game over the weekend. Bowling Green and Missouri and Mizzou needed 3 scores in a row. 65,000 plus was there.
That's great.
A young team, one to grow on. Little adversity thrown into the mix.
Jim's still here, Al.
Oh,
how come this stuff happens when Jim's in here? No.
What? Controversy?
No controversy. None. Here is Ludwig, who has an RBI base hit. A couple runs scored. Now, Jim, you know Ryan Franklin quite well. We were talking about it earlier. How do you think he's handling this? I don't want to say it's a rough patch, but it is a bump in the road.
Patch. I think it is.
You know, he's had so much success this year.
I think he's a very confident pitcher. He's got good stuff. He told me when Tony initially rested him in Milwaukee, he said, why? I'm fine, but he understood why, and he thought it would help. And I think it is a rough patch, but just that. I don't think it's anything that's going to carry on. You know, Ryan Franklin isn't a kid. As Izzy would say, it's not his first rodeo. You know, he's been there before, and I think he'll be able to snap back.
And I told Dan earlier that I thought the issue on Saturday was too much rest.
Well, there's something to that. If you're used to being out there and then all of a sudden you're rested and you're put back out there, you're probably not going to be as sharp.
I think that's why I said that.
Well, what I'm trying to do is underscore that you might be right about something. You can't even side with Al up here.
You guys are so rough on each other. I mean, it's tough.
And Cat and I really like each other.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, we do.
We do. Okay. I just want to make sure.
Al's very protective.
This
is his area. He doesn't need other people in here. Unless, of course, it's Dave Check. Right. Then he bows out.
Or Lou Brock.
Right. I gave Cat a gift today.
That was from both of us, actually.
That's
Al.
right.
Yeah.
But you don't get any credit on the air.
No, that's okay. This is Mark DeRosa with 2 outs. And we gave the Cat a cat book with some cat photos.
It was wonderful. It is wonderful.
We had a nice person that a fan of the Cardinals write in, and she was very proud of her cats and delivered us a cat book with her pictures of a cat, multiple pictures, and we gave it to you because we knew you would appreciate it just as much as we did.
I do, and I'll pass it along to my wife. She'll get a kick out of it. I still can't get past the fact that we're doing something very nice with the pet adoption segment, PetSmart Purina. and we are adopting each and every day. One of these dogs was in a shelter for a year and it was adopted. So it's good work that we're doing. And Al says, why don't you adopt cats? First thing he says pretty much upon my arrival.
Jim the Cat Hayes. Always looking after you.
I appreciate that.
It's getting late in the season, and
you told me to stay.
Jim will be with us on our next road trip.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 0-2 pitch to DeRosa. Hit out of play.
No off days?
Well, Jim's been working very hard back here hosting, and we had Pat on the road. Now those two will switch roles in the upcoming road trip, our final road trip of the season.
We're going to clinch on the road.
Well,
mathematically, there's a chance still at home, but it'll be Sunday with Cardinals have to sweep and the Cubs have to lose. And the Cubs are now leading 2-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning in Chicago against Milwaukee.
1-2 here on DeRosa. Who's on the pregame tomorrow? Have you lined it up?
I have not lined it up. I'll do that post-game.
Do you have some thoughts on where you might want to go?
Let's see how the rest of the game goes, Dan. I don't want to tie myself down.
You talked to Todd Wellemeyer a lot, and obviously I'm sure he is disappointed with this start this evening.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go out there, and it looked like he had the makings of having a decent start. Usually he's a kind of laid-back guy, but when he was going out on the field, he looked like he had a little bit more intensity. And I know he wanted to prove something. I know that he looked at it, what John Mozeliak called an opportunity. I think Todd looked at it that way.
I don't think there's any other, there's not another way he could have, because he's still trying to fight to be on the postseason roster. And as we talked about earlier, in many ways you're auditioning for other teams. You're a free agent to be, so all those things come into play.
And a tough spot for him to be in terms of trying to be smooth, trying to get the mechanics together. He hadn't had a start since July. He had 3 innings working out of the bullpen since he came off the DL. So there's probably a lot of rust to knock off.
Yeah, and we did say in the first inning we thought he looked more comfortable and made some pitches on a consistent basis that we had not seen in the past, but knew that it was just a matter of time with the lack of work.
Backhanded by Ugla. Low throw. Johnson can't come up with it. And backing up the play, the catcher, John Baker. I remember in the All-Star game at Yankee Stadium, Ugla struggled. And this has been a sore spot really for Florida the last 2 years. And that is their defense.
Well, Ugla, is made the tough part, the backhand, and he had a real easy throw, and he botches that. And things like that snowball. You got a young pitching staff that they're a little disappointed in, but you're absolutely right. If you don't catch routine balls, that is going to be a killer for a young pitching staff that is still trying to find himself at this level.
2 outs. DeRosa at first. He had a couple of steals in a game over the weekend.
Good defense can take an average pitching staff and make them a very good one.
Cardinals defense very good this year for the most part, especially when Ryan was inserted at shortstop. Schumacher's been pretty sure-handed over at second base. You have Pujols, a former Gold Glover, and DeRosa very good, and Molina behind the plate. LaRue pops out to end the inning. I'm sure you enjoyed this one, Jim.
Loved it.
We'll talk to you tomorrow. Saturday afternoons made for baseball. This week it's the Cubs and the Cardinals. Fox Saturday Baseball this week at 3 Central, only on Fox.
Dan, a good friend of mine, Jim Eichelberger, lost his mother last week, and we just want to pass on the big condolences and our deepest sympathies to the Eichelberg family. Jim and Bernie, 2 of my favorite baggers at my local Snooks, and his mom has been ill for quite a while. And Jim, you take care of your brothers and everything, and you get yourself well. And we wish everything for the best for your family.
And so it's 7-6. The Cardinals here in the top of the 6th. Cameron Maybin, the 8th place hitter. A question now for Tony La Russa. Let's just say this game stays 1 run in favor of the Cardinals. You go into the 9th inning. Is Ryan Franklin your closer tonight?
Yes. Most important to bring him back. You know, this outing, he would have had more of a dilemma as Dennis Reyes gets loose. He would have had a bigger issue if it was yesterday, but threw nearly 30 pitches on Saturday, so with a day's rest, he's back out there.
That's not an easy play, is it?
Nope. But a good footwork there by DeRosa as he's in between hops, backed up on a little bit and then got the favorable hop, and watch the footwork. So he backs up there, then he takes that little crow hop, get his momentum back behind him, and makes a strong throw.
Gabby Sanchez, who's a first baseman, will be a pinch hitter. It was also a tricky hop because of the lip of the grass there too.
Yeah, because he was playing in a little bit, but then he backed up and didn't hit the lip.
So here is Gabby Sanchez in relief of Ricky Nolasco now, except he's doing it at the plate. He's pinch hitting here. And there's a pitch that's taken for a ball. Note here from Mario Mocha. Mario, the athletics director at Southern Illinois and big Cardinal fan and rooting on the Cardinals tonight. And he's got a group from Southern Illinois at the ballpark this evening. Sanchez, hard hit and a base hit left side.
Last season, very limited play. He hit 375.
Let's go to our Schnooks this date in baseball history. Denny McLain becomes the first 30-game winner since Dizzy Dean reached that milestone in 1934, and that was back in 1968. Denny McLain.
With the left-handers coming up, Tony will go to his bullpen and bring in Dennis Reyes.
So Reyes coming in relief of Hawksworth, who struck out a couple. That allows a 1-out base hit. 7-6 Cardinals. And we turn to tonight's Aflac trivia question. How many Cardinals have won 30-plus games in a single season in the team's history? Not many. We saw one. Mr. Dean, and 11 pitchers with 30-plus wins.
Way, way, way back.
Late 1800s.
See, look at that, 45 wins.
Silver King, Al, 45 wins. And Silver had 33 in '89 and came back with 32 in 1887.
At one time, the pitchers started the game, had to finish the game. So you'd have a lot of different decisions, and I believe, I had been told or read sometime, as you see the numbers for Reyes, leads the ball club with his appearance. 5th time he's been over 60 appearances, and probably will surpass last year's career high in 75. But at one time I read that the game was determined when the first team scored 21 runs.
Really?
Obviously the rules have changed.
Chevy called to the bullpen.
Kyle McClellan is now throwing behind Reyes in the Cardinal bullpen.
And we are in the 6th inning.
It's racing along in this game.
Ooh, just missed. 2 balls and 1 strike. Coughlin 2 for 3, triple, single, couple of RBIs.
It sneaks up on you, but well, Coughlin would figure in the race for Rookie of the Year. Coughlin was named the National Rookie of the Month. He led the majors with 47 hits in August. First NL rookie to post 47-plus hits in a single month since Wally Moon back in '52. Or 50, excuse me, he had 52 in July '54. And he leads all qualifying major league rookies in batting average, hits, runs, total bases, on base percentage, and multi-hit games. You may not know that.
No. You know, we were thinking about a month ago, it very well could be a pitcher. Be your rookie of the year. Happen of Philadelphia has an ERA under 3 and 10 wins.
Right.
How about Randy Wells of the Chicago Cubs?
He's another one. Well, he's got 9.
10 wins now.
10 now.
10 wins. 3 and 2.
Good pitch up and in, tying him up. Difference of the pitch down and in to a left-hand hitter, and a pitch that's above the hands, locking them up. Down and in is a dangerous spot to a lefty.
And a slow roller to Pujols. Force play at second.
Nice play there, and the only real play he had was the one in front of him, the force out at second. So holding him on, but he goes so far to his right, and you see the play really easy right in front of him.
You know, the guy now that would be really hard not to look at, Casey McGee of Milwaukee.
The only thing is McGee, his numbers are really good, but he really didn't start playing until May, and really getting that playing time. So there's a decision: does he play enough? It was good enough for Ryan Braun a couple years ago.
Right. McGee leads in RBIs. He's second in home runs behind Jones of Pittsburgh. Casey McGee with 15, Colby with 14, and he's third in batting average. He's hitting above 300. Nick Johnson with 2 outs and a runner at first. Johnson with a double tonight and a home run.
Brendan Donnelly looks like he'll be the next pitcher to come in for the Fish. He's warming up.
Kiko Calero.
Did you see where they caught a gentleman in Arizona that was, you know, had stole his identity?
And a pickoff. Reyes. And Coughlin picked off at first. Baseball Tonight is brought to you by AT&T. Switch to the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. The new 3rd-pound Angus burgers are here. Try one for yourself today, only at McDonald's. A Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Yard care solutions start at steeldealers.com. So Brendan Ryan will be the pinch hitter for the Cardinals, and there's a new pitcher out there for the Florida Marlins.
Brandon Donnelly, the longtime American leaguer. The Red Sox, Angels, won the World Series with both the Red Sox in 2007, the Angels 2002. Owns a lifetime 28-9 record. His ERA over 3, just at 3, and 4 saves and 341 appearances. His .758 winning percentage is the best among major league relievers with at least 35 decisions since 2002. It's only his 3rd appearance since coming off the disabled list with a strained calf muscle.
Well, you got to have those guys if you're going to be a championship type club. Role players and certainly the middle relievers.
Yeah, this guy was, you know, can't see you up close yet, but he's taken, yeah, well, he's got rid of the goggles and has just more regular glasses now. Remember that sight of him with the goggles pitching for Anaheim?
He's got a lot of arms and legs coming at you. It's knocked down by the third baseman, Jorge Cantu, but a base hit for Brendan Ryan.
Dave McKay was trying to tell him to make sure you just stand at first base. So Cantu tries to backhand it. He knocks it down, saves it from being a double.
Skip Schumacher. Nobody out and a runner at first.
Looking for another 3-hit game. He leads the Cardinals in 3-hit games, but about half as many as Ramirez, who leads the major leagues.
Let's see if the Cardinals with Ryan at first want to be aggressive here. Even thinking of maybe a straight steal or put something on here with Schumacher. Cantu is thinking that way. He's playing in over third as he's on the grass.
Thought he jammed his wrist or hand going back into the bag, but he says he's okay.
Well, you know, Al, he has been dealing with a sore wrist essentially all year.
Right. And injure it that way or aggravate it.
Ball one to Skip.
A wrist goes back to high school, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's had it a long time, and it's flared up a couple of times this year. And talking about Brendan Ryan, you can still see the grimace over there, his left wrist. It's almost like he stopped in mud over there trying to get back to the bag.
Yeah.
Ball two.
Reminds me that a banquet last night for Whitey Herzog's golf tournament today saw Gene Gieselman, longtime Cardinal trainer when I played. And this type of year, Gino would say, listen, if you got an injury or you need some treatment, by all means come in the training room. Otherwise, do not come in this training room because they're looking to replace people. You know, you looking like this, so don't give them any excuse, the front office excuse, to go and find somebody thinking that.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I mean it was great advice. You know, if you need some treatment, come in here. But this was, days were a lot different when guys just didn't go in. You didn't go on the disabled list. There was no surgeries, and trainers would say, "Don't hang out here."
Great advice.
Yeah. And the old baseball axiom, you can't make the club in the tub. The old whirlpool.
3-1 the count here on Skip. 2 singles tonight on a run scored. There goes Brendan Ryan. Great job of hitting by Schumacher with the hit and run. It's first and third and nobody out. 3-hit night for the Cardinal leadoff man. That's how you draw it up.
Oh, he broke out of the funk, an over 14 funk with 3 hits yesterday, and now another 3-hit game. You can see the hit and run is on, so watch the shortstop. He'll break and vacate the shortstop area, and that's exactly where Schumacher hits it. Without that movement, you have a simple 6, probably not even 6-4 double play, 3 double play, but just 6-3.
Yeah, takes it
double
himself.
play. Takes
Steps
it
on the
himself.
bag. So here's Lugo, and Julio Lugo with a triple, and 2 runs came around on that triple back in the 4th. Also drove 1 to the wall. These 2 were teammates, that Boston championship team. And Lugo was robbed back in the 2nd inning. He's also popped out to the second baseman. You see Brennan just checking that left wrist. He keeps shaking it out. Runners at the corners and nobody out.
Boy, that could be a big blow to Memphis if you had to take Tyler Green. It'd also be a blow to the Cardinals, where the Gold Glove caliber defense that Brendan Ryan has played this year.
I would imagine it's going to be very tough for him to win that Gold Glove, but we've seen him. Boy, he's played some defense.
Put it this way, he's opened up some eyes, and people now will be looking for. And that's one of the, we always talk about how, and you see Oquendo say, grab, trying to see if there's any strength there. And apparently he passed that extensive test.
Those legs still work, so
well, yeah.
Wait till he gets to the dugout. 0-2 pitch to Lugo. And he strikes out. And it brings in Pujols with runners at first and third, and now 1 out.
Final, the Cubs do win today. about Colorado and San Francisco playing a big series?
Huge. Right-hander getting loose for the Cardinals in the pen.
Kyle McClellan.
And he would be one of your candidates if Franklin was not going to close a game. He'd be one of the guys you'd probably be saving late innings.
Well, if somebody is healthy, there's another guy named John Smoltz. But I think everyone wants to see Ryan Franklin continue to have the outstanding season he's pitched for 5 months.
Oh, no doubt.
I know that Franklin would be, if they reverse roles, Franklin would be disappointed, but he would understand. And but the best thing is just get Frankie straightened out, and then if John ends up being the 8th guy, the setup man, that's where you envision him when he came over here.
And now it's 0-2 with 1 out. Runners at first and third as Donnelly has gone right at Pujols with 2 pitches that he could have launched. And Pujols hit by the pitch. Comes on an 0-2 pitch, and it loads it up for Holiday.
0-2 pitch, you want to throw up and in, but it looks like the catcher is that ball just gets away from him. Baker out to talk to him, and whether up and in sets up, pitch down away, but it looked like the Baker was set up away.
So Brendan Ryan off the bench with a base hit. Schumacher on the hit and run, singled. Pujols hit by the pitch, and now Holiday comes up. Does have 1 grand slam this year. And he hits it to Ugla. Out at second. Double play, 4-6-3. Donnelly out of the jam. Stays 7-6. And a look at tonight's game recap for the St. Louis Cardinals, presented by Infinity. The start for Todd Wellemeyer didn't go all that well as he gave up 6 earned runs. 0-2, 1-2. The Cardinals picked up RBIs. Holiday and Ludwig. It was 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth for Florida. Cardinals, though, would fight back as they picked up 3 in the fourth and the fifth and sixth. A couple of scoreless frames so far. And now it's turned over to Kyle McClellan. This will be appearance number 60 of the year. Opponent's hitting .229, and he struck out 41 on the year. First pitch, a strike to Nick Johnson. He was left standing, you might remember, last inning after Coughlin was picked off by Dennis Reyes. Good work by the lefty.
Big difference in the way McClellan is used this season. He had 68 appearances last year when he was the Cardinals Rookie of the Year, but 75 and 2/3 innings, and it seemed like at times he was just overexposed, overused. And this year they've been much more cognizant of giving him rest, and when he has rest, he's been outstanding.
One-two pitch and a swing and a miss. McClellan the strikeout.
It's a good breaking ball, and it's a 300 hitter and good contact guy to swing at it for the strikeout. Hawksworth did a nice job striking out the first 2, inning and a third for him. 2 strikeouts, a walk and a base hit, but no runs scored.
Fastball and a strike to Ramirez. Handler Ramirez tonight, a couple of strikeouts and singled. Strike 2.
Curveball. Run it down and away.
Gets it there. Good pitch.
Yep. Good 0-2 pitch. Getting the chase. Ramirez on pace for 112 RBIs this season. Mentioned fourth fastest to the 100 home runs as a shortstop. Fourth fastest. Fastball in.
And another strikeout. Third time they've got to find shortstop tonight. Striking out.
Well, he does have the case of the flu, but in the lineup is Ramirez. So here's the sinker. And what a nice job hitting his spot. So give Ramirez a little credit with the flu bug playing tonight, and I guess it shows that he is a little bit sick.
And you know, that's one of the things that the Marlins have done a lot of the last couple of years. Strikeouts and errors. Base hit as DeRosa was playing close to the line. 2-out base hit for Jorge Cantu.
Called no doubles defense as DeRosa playing closer to third base line, try to take away doubles, but you'll give up some singles to your left. If you're going to give up a single, do it with 2 outs.
It's Ryan Dempster dealing for Chicago tonight as they beat the Brewers 2-0. Cincinnati over the Astros 3-1.
So obviously Prince Fielder did not get an RBI. So is Albert trailing by 1 now?
And a strike to Dan Uggla.
I think it was 124 to 126 last I saw, and Albert picked up an RBI tonight.
Good breaking ball. That is sharp. So Pujols now at 125 and Fielder 126. The lefty West against Wainwright tomorrow. Adam trying to get win number 19. The 0-2 pitch. Scoots away from LaRue.
What a big game this would be. The first game of the series. Then you have your co-ace going tomorrow for Major League leading 19th win. You pick up that game, win the series, and you take your chances in a good pitching matchup with their ace, Josh Johnson, against one of the top pitchers in the league, Pinheiro.
Detroit wins. They beat the Blue Jays 6-5. It was the Yankees over the Angels 5-3. So Detroit trying to hold on in the American League Central. They lead it by 5.5 over Minnesota. Angels by 6 over Texas. And now it's a 7.5 game lead for the Yankees over Boston. A 2-2 pitch with 2 outs and a runner at first. Runner from first, off with a pitch and a walk. So now the tying run in scoring position. The go-ahead run will stand at first. And it brings in the catcher, Baker. So we got the first 2 on strikeouts, Johnson and Ramirez. Single by Cantu. Walk by Uggla, and now Baker, who has been on base 3 times tonight. Pair of walks and also a single and run scored back in the 4th.
Enough's enough here.
I concur.
And that's one thing where McClellan has been very good at retiring left-handed batters.
In the air out to left. Holiday under it. Florida has stranded 6 tonight. Time to stretch here at Busch Stadium. This Capretta telecast is presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Gorgeous night for baseball, and glad you're with us here on Fox Sports Midwest. Reniel Pinto will take over, a lefty, out of the bullpen for the Florida Marlins, his 66th appearance. Opponent's hitting .231, his ERA of 3.29, and he will get Rasmus, Ludwig, and DeRosa for St. Louis.
Spent time this year on disabled list with a inflammation of the elbow, and he was acquired from the Cubs with Sergei Mitre and tonight's starter Ricky Nolasco in exchange for Juan Pierre. That was back in December 7th of 05.
It is pretty amazing to see how the Florida Marlins have remade themselves over the years. Not only to be teams that, oh, that's safe. Rasmus safe, he beat it out.
There's another reason why you always run and hustle, and Freddie Gonzalez is going to argue about this, and it'll be to no avail as Chris Guccione is our first base. But run hard, put your head down and just run. And looks like a bad call as he's out, but we will give the play and the base hit because of Guccione calling him safe, but clearly out, isn't he?
Yes, he is. I was about to say, though, how they've remade themselves.
Yes.
You know, I mean, the trades they've made, they've drafted well. They develop players. And when they realize for some of these players there's not a future in Florida, they package them and they do their due diligence at looking at other teams and finding young stars.
Well, they've had the fire sales after their World Series victories, and twice they have basically raided everyone else's minor league systems and rebuild, and it takes a few years, but they get so many talented young players and the best in other organizations and come up with another winner. Almost like they've only had 2 years where they've had a winning record. Both times they win the wild card, and both times they win a world championship.
Yep. You know, Anibal Sanchez pitched a no-hitter for them, and he came along from the Red Sox along with Hanley Ramirez.
Right.
And that was the deal that Boston picked up Josh Beckett, Mike Lowell, Guillermo Mota back in 2005. 2 balls and no strikes. This pitcher working from the third base side of the rubber. A lot of times you see those lefties work from the other side of the rubber.
Well, when a guy does this, most of the time it's so he can get in on a right-hander and keep the ball well away from the left-handed bat. Right there. That's the strength. And you see he also falls to the third base side.
Now, this may be a crazy question, but explain this to me and maybe other viewers. He'll come set and then pick up his front leg. So he'll come set right there, puts it down, starts it up again. Some may look at that and say that could be a balk.
A lot of times, you know, if you're doing something like that, they'll let you get away with it as long as you do it every single time. But if you ever deviate from it and don't pick it up, you know, then they'll call you a balk.
I've talked to base stealers and they say the first thing that they look at with the lefty is this. See, that time was a little different. But they're looking at that front leg being picked up. Should be caught, and it is.
A lot of times, does he pick his leg straight up or do he bend his knee? If he bends his knee breaking the plane, he has to go to the plate. If he picks it straight up, he still has the ability to go to first base or home plate. And that's where it makes it very difficult, the hang time there. And you're not allowed to deceive a runner, but isn't that what you're always trying to do?
Every pitch.
I mean, you're trying to deceive the batter. Why can't you deceive the runner?
Here's a little chopper left side off the bat of DeRosa. Everybody's safe, and an error by Cantu.
Well, that's what you're talking about, Dan, is the shaky defense. Sometimes it's not always an error. This time it clearly is. But you know, you should be out of this inning. And now the Cardinals have runners at first and second and only 1 out. But this play has to be made. You know, the Ramirez play, he got a bad call, but he could have sped it up a little bit and helped sell that. You know, as he took a little time, Ramirez, in making the throw on Kobe.
That is the second time DeRosa has reached on an error. and the other was by Ugla a couple of innings ago. So a chance for LaRue with 2 runners on. Both teams have left 6 runners on tonight. St. Louis 13 hits, Marlins with 11, and the Cardinals lead it 7-6. The pitch a little bit outside to LaRue.
It's early in San Francisco, but the Giants have taken a 3-0 lead with the Rockies batting in the top of the 3rd. They trail the Rockies by 4 games in the wild card. Is it 4 or 4.5?
In the wild card, it's the Giants 4.5 games out.
4.5. And during that time, as the Dodgers are happy that the 2nd and 3rd place teams are beating up on each other, they're playing the Pirates. And they have an early 1-0.
John Russell was saying that the city of Pittsburgh should be proud of the team because of the way that they've competed. He said, we may not have the most talent, but we do play hard. That is a tough situation to be a part of. 1 ball, 1 strike. Up the middle, but a double play ball. Out there, and first double play. We played 7 here at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals 7 and the Marlins 6. We turn now to our Hardee's prime cut of the game. Nick Johnson earlier tonight off of Todd Wellemeyer. Man, a home run. Johnson with his 8th home run of the season. That was a 2-run homer back in the 4th that put the Marlins right back in the game. They actually led it for just a bit. The Cardinals, though, in the bottom of the 4th would score 3, and they lead it 7-6. 7-13-0 for St. Louis. 6-11-2 for the Marlins. Here's Cody Ross, 7, 8, and 9 for the Marlins here in the top of the 8th. And strike 1. 2nd inning of work for Kyle McClellan. Umpire was hit on that foul ball, so trying to give him just a little breather behind the plate. Good curveball in there for a strike.
Lincecum pitching for the Giants tonight. Curveball away.
Just watching these hitters tonight, that curveball must be sharp. We've seen a couple of guys knees buckling or not very good swings at it. And Kyle has a very good one.
And you got 2, you have the little softer one, kind of get away, get ahead, and then you have the one throw a little harder, put away. And with 2 strikes, see how hard he throws this curveball. It's going to kind of hung up there a little bit, but he couldn't center it.
If the Cardinals would go to postseason play, what a thrill it would be for St. Louis to represent your team and your city and the team that he grew up loving and the players that he idolized, and have a chance to celebrate in that clubhouse.
Well, most definitely, but you got to keep it all under control.
I know.
Fastball away.
It's hard for me, though. I get excited, too. Popped up right side. And this will be Schumacher to put it away. Cardinal fans, when it comes to tickets, you deserve Major League Service, or go online to StubHub. It's the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Cardinals and the only site with Fan Protect guarantee. You get excited just because you weren't sure the direction of this team. Basically the beginning of July, you just didn't really have a good feel how this is going to wind up. And this has been such a fun year to watch this team come together.
I think you have to go back even to spring training, and I think very few people thought that the Cardinals would be in this position, and they were not as good at ball club as they are now, and they put themselves in position. Give Tony and his staff a lot of credit. Fans came through the turnstile. This team, the players did everything they could, and then all of a sudden the reinforcements started coming, primarily Holiday. And on paper, this is the best team in the National League.
You go back to opening day, and this team is really completely remade itself.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And, you know, it got Trevor Miller warming up. DeRosa come over. You know, unfortunately, he hurt his wrist a day or two after he arrived, but he still was a tremendous presence in that clubhouse. Still played good defense. Brendan Ryan was, you know, borderline. Is he going to make this team as a backup infielder? And now we recognize him as the best defensive shortstop.
I still go with Carpenter and his health, and you didn't know about Schumacher, if he could play the position at second base, and not only can he play it, but he's played it well.
2 weeks before spring training, he gets a phone call that, hey, you're going to be playing second base. His dad, who's been a tremendous influence on him, they started working from that moment. Once he found out, you know, taking ground ball after ground ball back home and getting him ready for spring training, and then it was a work in progress.
But the big guy has been healthy, and that's Carpenter.
When Carpenter is healthy, you know, you go to postseason. When he's not, team doesn't.
That's the other big guy.
Well, that's another.
He's pretty good too.
He's pretty good.
A 3-2 pitch to Cameron Maben, and a strikeout. There's a borderline strike for strike two, and then chases that pitch, and McClellan gets another K. And we go pitch by pitch, brought to you by Chevrolet.
There's a breaking ball there, and he missed a little bit with a fastball, but a better pitch gets a strike. There's a perfect one, but doesn't get the strike. Then a breaking ball in the dirt. Sinker or fastball right there gets a benefit, and then they finish off curveball where it's thrown hard down and away, and now we'll have a pitching change with a pinch hitter Globe. He hit 2 home runs off of tonight's starter Wellemeyer and couldn't find himself in the lineup.
I noticed that too. So Tony coming out to make the change, and the outstanding lefty Trevor Miller coming in. What's on Tap is presented by Bud Light. The difference is drinkability. And we're in St. Louis at Busch Stadium tomorrow night, and we'll come your way at 6:30 with Pat Paris and Cal Eldred. Jim Hayes, pregame show at 6:30. The Marlins and the Cardinals in our Bud Light What's on Tap. So Gload pulled back, and we'll see a pinch hitter here. Wes Helms, he's been around for a while, and the lefty for St. Louis, of course, Trevor Miller. He's been around for a while. 63rd appearance this year. Great ERA, and opponents overall hitting .179 against the Cardinal left-hander.
Lefty's 114, but as they pull back and bring in the veteran Wes Helms, who's become one of the elite pinch hitters in the National League now. Helms, his pinch hitter, has hit .317, 13 for 41, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. And since 2005, he owns the second most pinch hits of active players in the major leagues with 60.
So 2 outs and nobody on. 7-6 Cardinals. Top of the 8th.
This season, Wes Helms has hit .357, 15 for 42 in pinch hit roles. Last year was .317.
First pitch, a breaking ball taken low. Good work, Cal, by Cal McClellan. Outstanding.
Very good, as Kyle goes an inning and 2/3, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts.
There's Mott getting loose. Hard throwing right-hander for the Cardinals. 1 ball, 1 strike. That'll get out of play.
You know my philosophy of the bullpen. The guys 3 out of 4, 4 or 5 times, or percent of the time, have good outings. You know, you got to be thankful. You know, say if you got 4 or 5, 4 out of 5 times you do your job, it's a pretty good ratio. Well, in this game, when you go to that bullpen, Miller's your 4th reliever. Mott would be your 5th. You know, you're going to at least go to 5. You're bound to have one guy have a bad outing. And when run games, that's when you get the bullpen gets exposed.
I don't like your predictions lately. Because you've been too right on.
I knew where you were going.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. I like the other one the other day when you said, well, the Cardinals going to win this game, and that was against Milwaukee, and we're about in the 6th inning, and lo and behold, they did. But tonight, I'm not sure I'm with you on this one.
Well, I'm just saying it, in a percentage matter, but the Cardinals have been very good over the season. Second best since August 9th with ERA.
Just behind the Dodgers. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball, DeRosa. No throw, Albert there.
I said 4 out of 5. We got 4. 4 good ones.
Why not 5 out of 5? 7-6 Cardinals. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Budweiser Select Full Flavor, 99 calories, the exception to the rule. By Bank of America, Cardinals banking only at Bank of America. And lock in $1.49 a gallon for a year's worth of gas. Visit your St. Louis Hyundai dealers today. Matt Lindstrom, 6'3", 220-pounder, will come into this ball game. And he was the Marlins Rookie of the Year back in 07. Hard thrower. 08, he tied a career high at 3 wins at that point. Recorded 5 saves. His record this season is 2-1. He had 66 appearances last year. And he'll come in bottom of the 8th at 7-6.
He was their closer early in the season and converted 14 of 16 save opportunities. Then he had a sprained elbow, and now he's kind of been a setup man to Nunez. But the interesting thing about Lindstrom, he is 2-1 at home with an 8.10 ERA. On the road, no record, but an ERA under 1. He picked up one of his wins against the Cardinals, the only game the Florida Marlins won back in June.
Pitch at 98. Franklin getting set for the top of the 9th.
Now, remember my prediction, throw it out, because we don't want that with Franklin.
Okay.
And I mean, that goes over the course of the year, not just in every individual game.
2-0. Brendan Ryan pinch hit midway through, picked up a base hit, and stayed in the ball game at short.
This is a good opportunity for Franklin. He's getting what he wants, and that's the ball back.
2-0 pitch. 3-0. Again high. Brendan Ryan here, then Schumacher and Miller's spot. So we'll see another pinch hitter before we see Albert, hopefully. And that's ball 4. By the way, the Marlins have the top of their lineup coming up in the 9th inning. 6 a serious number. The Cardinals score 6 like tonight. They've got 7. You get a 20-ounce coffee found a frozen drink for just a quarter the next 8 on the run. At Mobile, win or lose, Cardinals score 6. You score 25 sit drinks in on the run. So here is Skip Schumacher. And Schumacher tonight with 3 base hits, and he's also hit into a fielder's choice. 3 for 4, 3 singles, and 2 runs scored. Seven to 6 Cardinals, as the Redbirds had 4 runs in the first and 3 runs in the fourth, and now situation here, 5 straight balls, and the catcher John Baker out to visit with Lindstrom. And if you're Schumacher, you take a pitch or 2 here.
Well, they usually don't, but I think in this situation you have to. Hard throwers come in here and totally missed with the first 5 deliveries.
Let's just say, for argument's sake, that the Cardinals would make this a non-save situation. Would you bring Franklin in just to give him, a little breathing room to work with?
Great question, and I think under these circumstances, I say yes.
Just to give him a little confidence?
Yep. Well, I mean, just go out there and, you still, the test is, can you protect a 1-run lead? But in this scenario, I'd say, yeah, let's do it. And you explain that, okay, normally I would not do that, but in this case, I'm going to do it. And you'll be ready tomorrow for that 1-run lead that needs protection.
2-1 pitch now to Skip Schumacher. There goes Brendan Ryan. And a throw down to second, not even close. Stolen base for Ryan. Well, he goes hard into that bag, doesn't he?
That's old-fashioned. You know, Lou Brock always slid feet first, and there were not a lot of middle infielders that wanted to put that glove down and wait for that very late hard slide. And with everybody being very gentle and sliding head first, and really get a lot of guys we've seen get hurt, but Lou Brock told me, he said, you can only slide head first if the infielders allow you to do so, because you're very vulnerable to being hurt.
3-2 to Skip Schumacher. Now, Brendan, when he slides, he goes in hard, and that time the base stopped him. Many times you'll see him slide, and then he just continues on and then has to grab back for the bag and sometimes come off.
Yeah, that's sometimes when you see the throw come to the front of the bag, and it's a way to avoid the tag. And you could see Lindstrom very, very slow to the plate. You know, he's got the high leg kick like a lot of hard throwers, you know, maximum effort, and they aren't quick to the plate. So with any kind of jump, there's no chance for the catcher to throw him out. And then Baker had a hesitation before he threw, guaranteeing the stolen base for Brendan Ryan.
3-2, nobody out. At least Schumacher wants to pull it to the right side and put Brendan Ryan at third base. And just because he's had a little hiccup, you would love to see Franklin have a little breathing room. You know, 2 runs instead of 1.
And Tony would say he doesn't need it, but he's right there thinking the same way.
And that's a walk. And now it brings up Trevor Miller. Now Miller, you know, it's a situation here. If you don't want to use a position player, use one of your starters possibly too. You could.
Mark Wiley is going to go out, the pitching coach, talk to Lindstrom, but you know, I mean, right now I think they're going to pull back Miller and they're going to get a more accomplished bunter. You know, say
Miller
like
hasn't done
Wainwright.
this. Right.
And if you want to switch off with Wainwright, he's pinch hit 5 times this year. We know he's a good hitter, but I think Miller is very much relieved, even though with 2 left-handers starting the 9th inning. I think he's relieved that he's not in that bunting situation.
Wainwright, tomorrow night starter. Will hit now with runners at first and second and nobody out. Taking a look up at the scoreboard, Lincecum and the Giants have added a run. It's in the top of the 4th, and they lead it 4-0 over the Rockies. Jose Oquendo all the way down near the plate to relay the message to Adam Wainwright.
Well, you just one of those scenarios that they may start out bunting, get that defense all moving in here, 1-run game, 2 guys on. But one thing, it's a tough bunting assignment with Lindstrom because he's not throwing strikes and he's such a hard thrower. A lot of his pitches have been up, and that is, you've got to have great form to get the ball down. It's easy to pop up a high pitch.
And he looks at a ball.
Now, it's easier for the bunter to get a pitch that's down. So this is the one case where you want the pitcher to elevate the ball.
One-0 pitch to Wainwright. Bunts it foul, 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, our crowd tonight, another big crowd, 43,582
on a Monday night.
43582.
8-2. Wainwright at that time kind of stabbed at it. I've seen Tony take the bunt off and put on the butcher boy where you hit down on the ball.
Runners go. Swing and a miss. Throw down to third. And the tag is there. Brendan Ryan is out.
This, I think if you talk to Tony, he's going to question that against Lindstrom with not having the ability to throw strikes. So, you know, here is a tough pitch, and you're trying to swing, and you saw him trying to hit down on the ball as the ball is running in on Wainwright, and they just run into an out. This pitcher doesn't throw enough strikes to accomplish that. You didn't like the play, and neither did I. And now they're waiting. They're going to call back Wainwright and put up a position player to hit, I believe. And here comes Thurston.
I think Wainwright just said, I'm done. Reading his lips. So Thurston comes in with 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's been very good the last 2 pinch hitting appearances, as he's 2 for 2.
And for people that are scoring at home, by pulling Wainwright, if he strikes out Thurston, then that would go as a strikeout against Wainwright. If he gets a base hit,
it's all Joe's.
All Joe's.
So
no lose here for Joe.
Do you like Wainwright, or if you don't like him, you know, you
get him off the
miss. No, you swing and miss. And
but he likes him.
If you want to battle for that playoff position, get a base hit here. Pick up not only Wainwright, but pick up your entire team and maybe Tony's decision.
He has hit the ball hard in this spot when he's been coming in as a pinch hitter, but this is tough with 2 strikes.
You know, it is and it isn't. It's either kind of a do or die situation, just being a pinch hitter late in the ball game. So go up and have fun.
Remember, John Rodriguez had to come in after Edmonds was ejected in a playoff game and hit one to Tal's Hill. And he just knew he was going to get a fastball. He's a fastball hitter, and he almost knocked it out of the ballpark.
Well, Thurston's a fastball hitter, but he got an off-speed pitch.
So
and
a strikeout.
Wainwright struck out.
Okay, and now you have first base open. Here's Pujols, but Holiday on deck.
Well, what do you think they're going to do? This time, I think Freddie's going to put him on. And it'll be the 42nd time extending the single season record for Pujols being intentionally passed. Now Freddie has a kind of a decision to be made here too. You know, what do you do with Holiday? If you leave in Lindstrom, I don't know if you have the confidence that he can throw strikes with the bases loaded.
He's got a lefty and a righty throwing right now. It's a great point. He's already walked 2 in the inning. This will be number 3. This one, the intentional walk to Albert.
So see what they elect to do with Holiday, whether they'll just flat out walk him, or do you pitch around him. There you see the 42nd potential pass, and look at the differential in the National League, more than twice as many as Gonzalez, Adrian Gonzalez of San Diego, and a new record. So they'll start out and they'll pitch to Holiday here. Dan Meyer is a left-hander warming up, and they have Tim Wood, a right-hander. And remember, you know, like Lindstrom was your closer early in the season.
Lindstrom came over from the Mets in exchange for Jason Vargas. One ball, 1 strike on Holiday. He is singled. That was all the way back in the first a while ago, and picked up 2 more RBIs.
It's 97 miles an hour there. Lindstrom has thrown 21 pitches. Only 6 have been strikes. And with those 6, he has 2 outs.
1-1 pitch. Breaking ball that time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 outs.
Throws so hard. He's got so much motion when he throws that off-speed pitch. You know, you've got to gear up for the fastball. And with pretty good arm action, you're way out in front.
2-2. Here it comes.
Big difference
count.
there.
Yep.
League average 191. Holiday 321.
Holiday, deep left field, to the wall, off the top of the wall. A double from Matt Holiday. 8-6 Cardinals.
Third RBI of the game. Went off the wall. So a 2-run lead for Franklin, and maybe Kobe can make it more. Has got the ball up, and it becomes more hittable in that area. Really seemed like he, got inside just a little bit. And Pujols on the, with 2 outs and you make contact. Pujols couldn't come around, and they give a chance for Kobe. Not going to the left-hander.
I don't understand that one.
Not after, the base hit. No.
So runners at second and third with 2 outs. Colby with a pair of singles, and the last one was a ground ball. Looked to be routine. He hit it to short and beat it out.
And the reason we are a little bit surprised you don't go to the left-hander is lefties have just eaten him up this year.
Strike 2, 0-2.
A lot of hard throwers have done the same.
Yes.
Kobe is 2 for 4 tonight.
And an 0-2 pitch. Well, he's gone right at him.
The ball up and away. '97, something like that. Might be doing him a favor throwing him an off-speed pitch.
Colby Rasmus high in the air, deep right field, to the track, to the wall. Oh yes, it's gone just over the wall, and a 3-run homer for Colby Rasmus. Boy, he hit that a mile high and just got over the wall.
And now they're making a pitching change. Kobe really strong against lefties, and instead of going up and away, it looks like he gets right down, and he gets a high towering fly ball. Look at the effort, and just over the glove. So much for that under one ERA on the road.
This is Tim Wood, his 14th appearance, and ERA just over 2. His brief time in the major leagues. So Tim Wood comes into the game. The Cardinals have banged out 15 hits. They now have 11 runs. First pitch to Ludwig, swung on and missed. 3-run homer by Colby Rasmus.
And there's your question, or the answer to it, as after the 3-run home run, non-save situation with a 5-run lead, Franklin sits down and Mott will come in and pitch the 9th.
You would think that Tony would be asked about that after the game tonight, if he pondered whether or not that he should keep Franklin.
I think his answer is going to be absolutely not. He's my closer. I only use him in save situations, but I think you and I know he probably did consider it. But you know, it's that other side of the fence too, where you sit there and you go, if you have full confidence in your closer, and if he was going good, that's what you would have done. So, but I really do believe Franklin's a little disappointed that he's not pitching.
That's a base hit for Ludwig. His second hit tonight.
Tim Wood got his first major league win last night as they had to endure a couple hours of rain delays.
And here's Mark DeRosa.
Who's coaching who?
Pitch at 96 according to our gun.
Good to see the Cardinals break out with this good offensive output.
Base hit DeRosa. That's now 17 hits for the Redbirds.
DeRosa's first hit, his 3rd time on base, and see if LaRue can join the fun. Every spot in the order has a base hit except for Jason LaRue's 8th spot. Big home run, 3-run home run, his 3rd hit for Colby Rasmus, and now his home run total up to 15. RBI is up to 50.
LaRue's grounded out. He struck out, popped out, and grounded out again. 1 ball, 1 strike.
With 2nd stint with the big club, originally called up in AAA on June 20th, and then the 2nd time recalled on August 29th.
Hit out of play. Finals in, the Yankees over the Angels 5-3. Tampa Bay beat Baltimore 8-4. Detroit in 10 innings over Toronto 6-5. Cincy over Houston 3-1. Cubs 2-0 over Milwaukee. It was Oakland over Texas 9-0, and Minnesota beat Cleveland 6-3.
Patriots come from behind and win 25-24. Scored 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes and 6 seconds.
And the Cardinals have 11 runs tonight. Mott coming in when we come back.
It's an 11-6 Cardinal lead as we head to the ninth. Don't forget, coming up after the game on the post-game edition of U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live, Pat Paris with Jack Clark tonight. The big bad bullpen comes through in a big way. Patience is a virtue for Albert Pujols, and we'll have Tony TV. It's all coming up after the game. For now, let's go back to Dan and Al, guys.
Okay, Jim, thanks. Good job tonight. And it's 11-6, the Cardinals, as we start play here in the ninth.
Jason Mott will come in here trying to get the final 3 outs. That's always important, and part of your development is 64th game, 15 holds, and ERA is still very high. Originally, for the first couple days, was the Cardinal closer, and maybe a little bit too much of an assignment for a guy that only had 12 major league games of experience.
First pitch and a strike. Lincecum, by the way, 9 strikeouts through 5 so far this evening. And his club leads it 4-0. That's in the bottom of the 5th.
Who are you going to give the win to in this game?
Good question. And the other thing, too, is that if the Cardinals hold on, they do this with Wellemeyer not giving you much at the start of the game, as he wound up giving up 6 earned runs.
6 earned runs, but the Cardinals in the bottom of the 4th took a 7-6 lead. So he doesn't qualify for the win. It's up to the official score to determine what reliever pitched the most effectively. And I say McClellan, but very close decision between McClellan or Hawksworth.
Hawksworth, yeah, I was going to say McClellan, but
Hawksworth went an inning and a third, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. McClellan, an inning and 2/3, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. In the air, Brendan Ryan over, makes the catch. Of course, we started our telecast with 5 players to watch out for in 55 seconds, and here they are. Matt Holliday, 2 for 5, 3 RBIs. Nolasco, their starter, 10 hits, 7 earned. Wellemeyer, 4 innings, 9 hits, 6 earned. Hanley Ramirez, 3 strikeouts, and Colby Rasmus, the big blast in this game, a 3-run homer.
Remember, in Florida, he would hit, 500.
5 for 10, I think, in that series.
I believe so. 5 for 10, and a big night tonight. Capped off with the 3-run home run last inning.
When talking with Colby at times, things were frustrating for him in the minor leagues, and I hope he's enjoying playing in this atmosphere and with this club, and now playing a bunch down the stretch. And what a job he has done in his rookie year.
Well, one of the good things about Colby is, he's very quiet by nature, and that, helps you get by with the veterans. And you kind of you want to be a sponge, and you don't want to be so forward that you become a distraction or people call you different things. But just go become a sponge and soak up the atmosphere, learn from this. And he's learned a lot this season.
0-2 pitch to Nick Johnson. Johnson is homer tonight. That at 99 on the gun on your television set, and also the gun here at the ballpark.
Trying to frame that 98-mile-an-hour pitch for our home plate umpire, Tony Randazzo. And Nick Johnson's been a very good hitter late in ball games. 450 average, 7th inning or later. 100 on the stadium gun here, triple digits. There's what's kind of part of the problem. 9 pitches, roughly 50-50, 4 balls, 5 strikes.
Count runs full.
There's big and strong, the former catcher, and you'd like him to be a little more efficient.
Strikeout of Nick Johnson. Let's turn now to our Budweiser player of the game. And it's Colby Rasmus, 3 for 5, a home run, 3 RBIs, and a pair of runs scored.
A lot of choices tonight when the bullpen does such an excellent job. Like they're about to put up 5 shutout innings. You got Holiday with 3 RBIs. The team banged out 17 hits, so we'll go with the rookie.
Tough night for Hanley Ramirez, 3 strikeouts.
Well, I mentioned that he's playing with the flu, and this is a very, very talented young man. A lot of clubs would say if you had one pick to start a franchise, who would it be? And there'd be a lot of GMs that would say Hanley Ramirez. How many people could throw a 92-mile-an-hour slider?
Cardinals looking for win number 85 tonight. Remember, this is Hanley Ramirez who was hitting .455 in his last 10 games with 14 RBIs in that span. And the Cardinals are trying to make it 7 of their last 9 they've won against Florida at home.
That's where the Cardinal pitchers can help out Albert Pujols a little bit. It'd be kind of a miracle that in this 3-game set they could knock his batting average down far enough to help Albert overtake him, as he's batting .360 currently, #1 in the National League, and Albert's second.
3-2. May have gotten a gift there, but he'll take it.
Albert's probably about 329, 330 possibly, so still about 30 points better is Hanley Ramirez. And Tony's going to go to the bullpen, ring the phone with a 5-run lead, and looks like Ryan, is that Ryan Franklin?
I believe it is.
Okay. Yep, let's get Frankie up. I ever tell you when you get up a couple times and warm up and don't pitch, it really is tougher on your arm?
So I'm taking it you're not real pleased with this move.
No.
I couldn't tell.
Well, let me ask you this. If you got a future closer and you don't trust him with 2 outs and nobody on with a 5-run lead, or with 1 man on a 5-run lead to get 1 out, he doesn't belong in your pitching staff. And then you get your closer up for a second time? No.
2 balls and no strikes. Two and 1. And a ground ball, too short. Ryan underhands to Skip, and the Cardinals win it 11-6. The record is 85-60. Coming up, U.S. Cellular, Cardinals Live. Big night for the Cardinals as they take game 1.
The game is over, and so is that Cardinal 3-game losing streak. They take care of the Marlins in game 1 of this 3-game set. Jack Clark and I are set to bring you the post-game edition of Cardinals Live. Jack, your thoughts?
Well, you know, it was a big win, like I said, broke that 3-game losing streak, but You know, the bullpen tonight was outstanding. Neither one of the starting pitchers on either side, their team gave them the lead, and they didn't want it, and they couldn't hold on to it. So that bullpen tonight for the Cardinals was outstanding and deserves a tip of the hat because everybody did an outstanding job.
They certainly did. Much more on that coming up on U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live. Also, after being swept for the first time since July, Cardinal Nation turns its hopes to Todd Wellemeyer to stop the bleeding, but it is the rest of the bullpen bailing out the Tadalian. Plus, how much does September play affect the team in October? We'll hear about that from a man who's been there before. Take you inside the Cardinal clubhouse for player reaction and bring you Tony La Russa's post-game thoughts as well. Plus, inside the numbers of Albert Pujols and Hanley Ramirez. Happy birthday, Amy Winehouse. U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live. It's more fun than rehab, and it's coming up next.
Welcome to U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live.
Colby Rasmus high in the air, deep right field, to the track, to the wall. Oh, yes, it's gone. Just over the wall and a 3-run homer for Colby Rasmus.
Plenty of insurance provided by Colby Rasmus in the 8th inning as the Cardinals power their way past the Marlins 11-6 tonight here at Busch Stadium. Game 1 of a 3-game set, and so the Cardinals' magic number to wrap up the National League Central down to 10 games now as we come back here to Busch Stadium. 43,582 on this Monday night. Leave happy. An 11-6 win over the Florida Marlins. Back inside Busch Stadium now, Jack Clark. I'm Pat Paris. It is U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live. Coming up, plenty of post-game reaction. We'll get inside the Cardinal clubhouse, bring you Tony La Russa's thoughts as well. We're going to break this one down and talk a lot about what September baseball means to October. This guy knows a thing or two about that. You also know a thing or two about putting up a lot of runs, getting a lot of hits. Nice to see the bats really kind of helping out a pitching staff and a bullpen that was doing at least the bullpen was doing a very nice job tonight.
Yeah, the bullpen was outstanding, but you know, Cardinals came out early after trying to break this losing streak and got 4 runs real quick for Todd Wellemeyer, and that was a nice start. That was a nice little cushion. Even though they got behind the game 6-4, they got those runs early. They had some momentum going, and they didn't stop throughout the game. Then they got to the bottom of the 8th, and they just really picked it up and took off from there. And everybody chipped in. There were some great at bats there from Holiday and Rasmus in the 8th inning, and that was probably 5 or 6 runs right there between those two guys.
Yeah, exactly right. Much more on that coming up. Want to remind you, you can get involved in the show as well at U.S. Cellular text time. Send us a question or comment about the Cardinals to 432-432. Remember to include your first name, where you're texting from. Standard text messaging rates do apply following the 11-6 win for the Cardinals tonight. Downstairs now, Tony La Russa meeting with the media, brought to you by the Sheet Metal Workers, Local 36.
Tony, the bullpen really came through for you tonight?
Bullpen was outstanding. Everybody that pitched got humongous outs, and we got ended up with 11, but I don't know if we win the game if they keep adding runs here or there, just even a point or two. So, cannot give the bullpen enough credit.
What did you make of Todd's outing?
Well, I was, I knew he felt good in the first inning or two. I think fatigued a little bit, but. They mixed in a blooper here and went off the end of the bat, and then there was nothing blooper about Johnson's 2 hits, so I thought he made progress. I really did.
As hard as he had to work in the first couple innings, do you think that kind of told on him with those last 2 extra base hits?
I think he was, kind of on fumes there, and, let him give up 6, so my fault.
Mind explaining the thought process with the Wainwright and Thurston situation?
Well, we're going to try to get the guy to third, and if they want to walk Albert, you got Holiday with the bases loaded. And then, we try to do something a little more aggressive and explode it, so then who's got a better chance to put the ball in play, Wainwright or Thurston, I think. But that was, talking about some big 2-out hits by Holiday and Rasmus. That would have been a very challenging 9th, middle of the lineup coming up.
Tony, Colby's going to end up with pretty respectable numbers here. He's got 15 home runs, 50 RBIs. Do you see that translating to the improvement you've seen him make on the field?
I think he's got tremendous upside. I think when he does some of the things, like a base hit to left field, it's a 2-strike. You know, I think he handles the pressure really well. He's got a lot to learn, and looks like he's learning quickly.
Tony, is there any way to kind of project what's next with Wellmeyer after seeing this?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think when you stop and think about it, but I mean, the game just ended, so I haven't stopped to think about it.
Was there that much different offensively? Did y'all just get more to hit tonight, or what kind of?
Well, I think we came out, you know, Nolasco was really tough. We got 4 off of him. And, you know, we just a point here, a point there. I mean, we scored in the 9th, 8th. I mean, it's so. I think once he settled down, it was tougher, and yeah, we kept trying to make things happen. No, I mean, he's capable of pitching. We just got him early, and had the same chance over the weekend. The guys got away.
Stand out to you that those, especially the first 2 rallies, come from stringing hits together?
Yeah, I mean, we have a good offensive team. We go about it right. We go about it right day in and day out. And, you know, we had a couple balls that we hit hard over the weekend that did not fall. We had a couple balls hit hard today, you know, that, you know, Lugo's ball, you know, left fielder made a great play on that, could have blown the. So we're going about it the right way, but it will always be true if a pitcher is really sharp, you're not going to send him the ball.
How would you assess Hawksworth's season from a guy who might just have been here a few days to a guy who's an integral part of your club?
Well, I think, I mean, he's done it the way you're supposed to do it. He was impressive in spring training. He got some assignments. He went down to AAA. They didn't pout. He threw the ball well. We bring him up. He's going to be an innings guy, which means ahead by a lot or behind by a lot. And that one, you know, kind of famous extra inning game where he was the guy. And he was really impressive. And from then on, he's gotten more and more assignments when the game's on the line. So that's the way you hoped a guy would respond to it. You know, give him a little bit, does great, do a little bit more, do a bit, you know. So he's done a really good job. And the other thing about we all like about him, he's not jumping out of the gym here. You know, he's not walking around like differently than when he first showed up. I think he's got a very level head. I think he's hungry to build on his success, which is impressive.
Did you consider letting Franklin go the 9th regardless of the score? Because I know he was warming up before.
Well, he did pitch the other day, you know, and no. I mean, once he was coming in and once you got 5, I mean, why have him throw those pitches? Good chance we'll need him in the next few days. So he doesn't need to work. Is that it?
Thanks, Tom.
From Tony La Russa's thoughts, let's show you the highlights. First inning, Todd Wellemeyer on the mound. Cards put up a crooked number early for him. Runners on second and third for Matt Holliday, and he lines a single to right. Skip Schumacher scores. Albert Pujols runs through the stop sign. He scores as well. 2-0 Cards. Holliday's 100th and 101st RBIs of the season, dating back to his time with Oakland. After a Colby Rasmus single, Ryan Ludwig delivers the 2-strike single up the middle. 2 more Cardinals come to the plate. It's 4-0 Redbirds. 4 runs on 5 hits in the first inning for the Birds. Bottom of the second, Cards up 4-1. Julio Lugo up with Skip on first. Lugo gets a hold of this one, but it's Chris Coghlan making the leaping catch at the wall. Take another look. An outstanding play by Coghlan to make the catch and rob Lugo. 4-2 now in the top of the fourth. Coghlan up with 2 outs and runners on second and third, and he hits a hard liner down the first baseline. 2 Marlins come home to tie the game, and Coghlan sprints all the way to third. It's a 2-run triple. Next batter, Nick Johnson. He catches a hanging curveball that he pulls down the right field line, just stays fair and clears the wall. Marlins go up 6-4. 4 innings, 9 hits, 6 earned runs for Wellemeyer, but the Cardinals would get him off the hook. Lugo up with 2 on in the bottom of the fourth, and he muscles a long fly ball to right center. Khalil Green walks home. Skip Schumacher sprints home from first. Game's tied at 6. It's already Lugo's 4th triple as the Cardinals' 2nd most on the team. Next batter, Albert Pujols, after an 8-pitch at bat, El Hombre lifts a sac fly to right. Lugo scores, and the Cards reclaim the lead at 7-6. 125 RBIs for Pujols, 4th most he's had in his career. And then the insurance. In the 8th, Matt Holliday, deep drive to left off the wall. Schumacher comes on in on the double, and it's 8-6. Next batter is Colby Rasmus, and the rookie crushes this 0-2 pitch to right. It just sneaks over the wall for a 3-run shot. Home run number 15 for Rasmus. 11-6 is the final, and you have to commend the 2-out hitting there in the 8th, as Tony La Russa did, but also commend the great job that the bullpen did. And how about Blake Hawksworth? 1 1/3 innings. He has a couple of strikeouts, 1 walk and 1 hit. He earns his 4th victory of the season, improves to 4-0. Let's get down to the field. Just a few minutes ago, it was our Jim Hayes catching up with Matt Holliday, our Mid-America Chevrolet Dealers Player of the Game. Jim?
Couple of hits, 3 RBIs for Matt Holliday in this one. I know you guys were upset about the way things went against Atlanta. You wanted to get back on track. You did that tonight.
Yeah, it was again another good team. They've come in here and they're playing well. They're still in the wild card hunt and they have a lot to play for. And so yeah, it's good to get a win against a really good team. And we played well for the most part tonight.
4 runs against Nolasco in the first. It looked like you guys had his number, and then he threw a couple of scoreless innings, but you guys did get to him in the 4th.
Yeah, I think we still had some good swings in the 2nd and 3rd. Lugo's ball gets caught. It's a great swing. But yeah, we swung the bats well against a good pitcher, and we were able to get some runs and keep adding on to it.
How about the job by the bullpen tonight? They were outstanding.
They did great. They came in and held it for us, and gave us a chance to get back tied and then go ahead and then kind of keep building on, and they continue to do a great job.
Good job. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Matt Holliday. Matt, let's go back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Jack, let's build on what Matt Holliday was just talking about there, and that's the bullpen. You got 5 relievers who are forced to go 5 innings, and they throw up goose eggs. And obviously, it was a huge part of this game tonight.
Well, they needed that right then because they had scored, taken the lead. They had the 4-0 lead early in the game and gave it back. So they needed somebody to go out there. Hawksworth stepped up right away when he got the opportunity, went out and closed the door, put it right back on in the other team's dugout at that point and said, "We're on our way, boys. Jump on my back, and I'm not giving up anything else." And every other, this has been a pitching team, starters, and bullpen that competes against itself. So again, the starters compete against themselves, and the bullpen is starting to do the same type of thing. Hawksworth led the way tonight, and then everybody else that came in said, "I'm not going to be that guy's going to give anything up." And then, as a result, nobody did. They were fantastic.
The bullpen earning our Helitech King of the Hill award, and obviously it's the bullpen picking up Todd Wellemeyer, a bullpen guy himself right now, making his first start since July 26th, and they do get him off the hook. First U.S. Cellular text message of the evening. Brittany from Creve Coeur says Tony should have sent Kane West out to take the ball away from Todd Wellemeyer tonight.
Well, that's kind of cold, Todd Wellemeyer's, part of this team and, is struggling. I think one part of Todd Wellemeyer's, the pitching has been so good, what Carpenter's done, Wainwright, Pinheiro, and all these type of guys, that when he went out there, I think he actually felt like he had to match what those guys did because they were doing this kind of competing against each other. That's not Todd Wellemeyer's game, and he just hasn't found his rhythm or that arm slot yet. And, unfortunately, they had some runs tonight, and I was really pulling for him that he's going to be able to slam the door there. But, this is a tough team. You're playing these teams that are over 500 now, and they're playing, their season is on the line, and they can't give in at all, and they didn't. The Braves didn't, and this Florida Marlins team is not going to.
And the Kanye West reference not lost on the little bit of humor there, but the bottom line is this is a season that Todd Wellemeyer would just soon forget, and you hope that he's able to kind of put this behind him eventually if he does indeed make the postseason roster. And I guess that's a real question at this point, Jack. If he, there are guys that are battling right now to show that they're worthy of being on that 25-man postseason roster.
You're exactly right, Pat. And this was a great opportunity for him, and he dropped the ball. And so nobody feels worse than him right now. And he knows how important it was to himself personally. Plus, he doesn't want to let his team down. He knows these are his teammates, these are his friends. He wants to leave it all out there in the field. He feels like when he went down and had a rehab start and then came back, he wants nothing more to get into that rotation, be part of this this fun unit that's going out there every day and playing winning championship ball. But he hasn't been able to do too much lately, and unfortunately he just is still struggling, and we're pulling for him.
Let's take time now for a view from the booth. We're going to go back upstairs. Dan McLaughlin and Al Rabowski called the game for you, and they're here to wrap things up now. Gentlemen.
Well, the Cardinals jump out to a 4-0 lead. Thank you, Pat. And then all of a sudden, Todd Wellemeyer struggled out of the gate. So the Florida Marlins, they make this interesting. They take a lead, and then the bullpen has to come in. And outside of Colby Rasmus, who we named our player of the game, one of the real big stories, the bullpen tonight for St. Louis.
Well, Cardinal offense was great. They give them a lead of 7-6, but then you ask the bullpen to give you 5 innings of work. Blake Hawksworth was outstanding. He gets the win. Kyle McClellan could have been a candidate. He goes an inning and 2/3, strikes out 3. Trevor Miller thought he was going to face a left-hander. They switched to a right-hander, and he gets his man. Dennis Reyes came in, but the final outs came off the pitching arm of the Rocket, Jason Mott, as he threw a triple digits pitch in there, and he gets a couple strikeouts.
So a nice win for the Cardinals, as you guys talked about. Magic number is now down to 10. Wainwright looking for a win number 19 tomorrow. We'll come your way at 6:30. Let's send it back to you.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. When we continue on U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live, we'll talk more about Albert Pujols' night. How about 125 RBIs now? We'll go inside the clubhouse as well. Stay with us.
U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live is brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Believe in something better. And by Helitech. If your basement or crawl space leaks when it rains, heal your home with Helitech.
How about some Jack-in-the-Box food for thought? And it's Albert Pujols, and these are his at-bats, Jack, and how many pitches he faced and the result. And you can see that all adds up to a 2-for-3 night. He also had a hit by pitch and an intentional walk to face 27 pitches total. He averages 3.85 pitches per plate appearance. That's the most on the team, and what that tells you is Albert's not afraid to get deep into counts. One of the best, if not the best, 2-strike hitter on the planet right now.
Well, yeah, and I think sometimes he actually does that and sets guys up on purpose to get to that point where they settle in and think they have him set up for a certain pitch, and then he goes ahead and basically turns it around. So, you know, even in here, you know, running the bases right here, you know, he runs through the stop sign over at third base, and you know, he just is a different animal out there when he's hitting, when he's on the bases, when he's playing defense. You know, he's the whole package. And if you have him, you always have a chance to win. It doesn't matter. Somewhere along the course of that game, he's going to have an impact in the score somewhere.
Well, and he forces the action a lot of times, and that's what he did there. Is he ran through the stop sign, but felt like he had an opportunity, and there wasn't even a throw to the plate. He can do it with sac flies. He can take one up and in. I think that was certainly a scary moment. Albert's a lot like Tony La Russa in the sense that they don't mind if you're going to hit them. They don't mind balls getting away. Just don't let them get away up and in.
Well, you know, what usually happens if you end up hitting one of the great players like that, you really make them mad. And so then they get on base and they don't really care what the score is. They're going to steal second, steal third. They might even steal home. You know, Albert, I'm still waiting for him to do that one. So, you know, one of the greatest players I ever saw, Joe Morgan, did that with a big red machine, and I was my first day in the big leagues, and I saw him go around the bases, and I thought, now I'm in the big leagues, and I expect Albert Pujols every time to do something special and magical like that, and he's capable of it. If you make him mad, he might do it. He might do it tomorrow because you hit him there at the end, and he may punish somebody.
125 RBIs, that's a phenomenal season for anybody, and there's still almost 3 weeks left in the regular season. When we continue, we'll go inside the Cardinal clubhouse. You're going to hear from one of those bullpen guys that put up the zeros, and that's Kyle McClellan. Stay with us on Cardinals Live.